I am very pleased to bring all the way from Toronto the host of, what the hell does he host? Stoner Sundays, I think? Something like that. At some lounge there, I don't know, Vapor Central or something like that. My good friend, please give it up for a great guy, an honest great. You guys are in for a special treat. Mike Rita. Give it up for him, folks. Yeah.
Guys, we're going to have a great time. Look at the lounge is so fucking full. It's going to be nice, man. We have a couple more people coming in late, obviously, because they're high as fuck. But it's going to be fun tonight, man. I'm not going to host the show. We were planning on me hosting it, but I think I'm just going to headline it. I'll close it out, and I'll do about like, a half hour, 40 minutes at the end of the show. We'll have a lot of fun. But I wanted to come up off the top, not only to thank you guys and tell you guys thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming to enjoy the show. Thank you for supporting Vancouver comedians because everybody on the show other than me is from Vancouver and it's going to be great. Oh, except for one guy. He's in Toronto at a wedding. What the fuck? But that's random. And it's going to be fun. And you guys are high as fuck and this is great. And this is one of the first shows here, right? This hasn't been a show here in a long time? Can you guys feel how high everybody already is? I want you guys to know, hey, Vancouver is a different kind of high and everything. You guys are fucking ripped here, man. Wait, I can't even get into this shit. I'll start talking about this stuff after. Yo, I've been on adventures for 3 days, and it's been a fucking lifetime-changing thing. Vancouver, yo, you guys are sick. It's fucked up. Because I'm from Toronto, and I'm born and raised, and you know how hard it is to even, like, be like, yo, Toronto's not the best city anymore, but it's not. Yeah, I didn't know that shit. Vancouver, you guys are fucked. I want to thank you guys for letting me do this shit here. Yeah, I'm going to be performing at Yuck Yucks all weekend too, so if you guys like to drink and go out, I'm going to be at Yuck Yucks on Canby somewhere. I have no idea where the fuck it is yet, but we'll figure it out. Other than that, thank you to Mark Emery, because, yo, without him, none of this even exists. So let's give it, he's not here, but let's give him a round of applause, because for all we know, the motherfuckers watching online, oh, man! I want to thank, not 3 Cool Cats, what is it? 3 Happy Cats. Yeah, I always say 3 Cool Cats because it's a song. 3 Cool Cats. You ever hear that shit? So, THC. Look at you fucking stoners. Everything is secret legal. It's THC. 3 Happy Cats. Oh, that's such a good I like that. Oh my God, that's so great. You fucking stoners. What the fuck just happened? Did you guys feel that? It was like, yo, weed, what? Weed, ha, ha, ha. It's good, and I liked it. And we're going to start soon. I'm going to thank everybody. 3 Happy Cats. Opus 420 for coming out and letting me come here. Jeremiah, the whole squadron. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm going to go get high in the back. I plan on doing it. I'm at 7 dabs in the last half hour. By the end of tonight, I want to do about 20 dabs. Well, let's get dabbed out. Maybe I'll pass out and we can, like, fucking do something with it. No dicks on my face. What the fuck? Yeah, no classics. But we're going to have fun tonight. I'm going to bring up your host, because their host tonight is the guy that I chose, because I thought when I first seen him, I was like, this guy's like the most perfect Vancouver stoner-looking dude I've ever worked with. I got to work with him when I was on tour in St. John's, Newfoundland, when I was on tour with Yuck Yucks, and he was hilarious, and when I found out he was from Vancouver, I was so happy to have him on my show. He's your host tonight. You guys have a bunch of comedians before you guys see me in a bit. I will give him lots of love, guys, everybody. He's toured all over the country. Mr. Kelly Dyer! Everybody, let him here. Make some noise.
Keep it going for Mike Rita for making this happen. And you guys, man, thanks a lot for having me. I haven't been here in a long time. It brings back a lot of fucking memories. Good ones. Good ones. It's great to be here, man. It's always nice to be on the downtown east side. If you're ever, like, not feeling good about yourself, I'd like to come down here for a walk. That usually boosts morale. Suddenly I feel like I got my shit together. Right? But you guys are in for a great show, and Mike has assembled some of Vancouver's best, man. Give it up for James Kennedy's in the house. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's a killer comic. All right, we'll try that again. James Kennedy's in the house, everybody! That's it. Maybe we should have bought a car. All right. We need to hook some people up to a car battery tonight, or what? Get some life back in this room. My name is Kelly Dyer. I'm your host. It's my pleasure to be here. I know what you guys are thinking. Holy fuck, you look a lot like my weed dealer in high school. But thanks to places like this, we don't have to fucking do that anymore, right? Yeah, Mike, shout out to Mark. I mean, I'd like to say it again, man. Shout out to that guy, man. He pioneered this shit. We were in the glory days of weed smoking in this city, I would say. Yes? No? All right, I don't think I'm going to ask you guys too many questions tonight. I don't think that's a good play. Weed's fucking changed, though, man. I'm not going to lie. I've smoked weed my whole life, but the landscape has changed. This whole dabbing shit, like, holy fuck. Paraphernalia store down there looks like I'm going to the fucking gynecologist. A lot of shit that I didn't know you needed. Metal rods, cones, flamethrowers. Jesus Christ. What happened to soapstone pipes and roach clips? I'm a product of the 80s, man. That's the kind of weed smoking I'm familiar with. I don't smoke and joke. I smoke, but I don't smoke and joke. This comedy stuff's serious, so. I was thinking maybe I'll get high on stage, though. Maybe a little bit later. I'll see how that goes. Watch me forget everything I've ever known. What's that? I have no choice. I'm probably going to get contact high, aren't I? Are you guys all like members? You guys come here lots? Is this kind of your hang? You're local? Really? This is where you come to pray? It's not even Sunday. No, fuck church. Fuck Sundays. I'm with you, man. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Yeah, this feels like a definite like local crowd. I can feel the vibe, for sure. For sure. Oh, man. Oh, I forgot what I wanted to say already. That didn't take long. I'm not going to lie, man. I made a bit of a mistake this week. I kind of broke my fucking cardinal rule. I went shopping at Canadian Tire. Does anyone else hate our nation's tire store or what? I can't stand that place. Like, never trust a store that prints their own money. Bit of a fucking red flag, don't you think? I don't even think it's a store. I think it's kind of just more like a daycare for misbehaved teenagers, right? There's never an adult when you need one. It's always some pimple-faced kid at automotive. Hey, mister, can I help you? I don't think you can. I don't think I'm going to be taking automotive advice from someone that rode their fucking bike to work. I forgot. You need to like allow for the delay, guys, and the laughs. That's right. You gotta let this shit sink in. We'll talk slowly during the show. I love doing that to tourists, man. That's my new fucking favorite thing to do. You ask somebody like, "Oh, where are you from?" They're like, "Oh, Calgary." Like, "Do you like it here? Are you having a good time?" Like, "I'm from Calgary, man. I speak English." "Do you like the food we serve in British Columbia?" They always look at you like you're fucked up. I'm 42 years old, man. Can somebody help me out? When did the coconut become the cure-all to everything in this world? When did planet Earth go cuckoo for coconuts is what I want to know. Is it not in fucking everything? Everyone's got a stupid coconut remedy to fix something that already works perfectly. But for me, it covers way too wide a range of problems. Like from a rusty bike chain to a dry vagina. Coconut oil's got you covered. Oh, what, your newborn has a hard time falling asleep? Just rub a coconut on his head. It'll lull him right off to sleep. And how did coconut water ever get approved as a product name? Last I checked, water is 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. It's not 2 C's, 2 O's, and the word nut at the end. Last I checked. I understand we're filming, guys. Is this correct? Is this going coast to fucking coast? I didn't even know there was a channel called Pot TV. What took so long is what I want to know. Marijuana and television go perfectly together. They're like peanut butter and fucking jelly. Right? 15 years? Jesus Christ, I've had my head in the sand. Wakey fucking wakey. Oh, man. Have you guys been to a comedy show before? You guys have hosted shows here before, is that right? It's been a while since we've had one. Has anyone been to a show before, a comedy show? Anybody? Anybody not been to a comedy show? All right. A couple of people didn't want to respond. That's fine. That's fine. We'll breathe some life into you people before this show's up. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm fucking tired of bullshit sayings. You guys? Anybody tired of people bullshitting one another? Yeah? Bullshit sucks, right? It's gay. Not a fan. For me, it's stupid expressions. Like people that say, "I'll be there in spirit." Why don't you just say you can't fucking come? Just be honest. No one's ever been in a party and been like, "Whoa, man, who's that nut job in the corner?" Guy's a real fucking party animal, man. Who is that? Well, that's Jim's spirit. Yeah, he couldn't make it tonight. He sent his spirit instead. Yeah, hot tip, Jim. Your spirit's so fucking weak it feels like you're not even here. And then there's another one that I've been hearing a lot lately, sorry in advance. And this one pisses me off because it works, right? If you apologize to someone before you do something shitty, they can't say anything back, can they? Sorry in advance, I'm about to fuck your wife. Sorry in advance, I'm about to smoke the last of the weed. Sorry in advance, I can't make it, but I'll be there in spirit. That's a callback, folks. We're giving points for memory tonight. If anybody can remember, we're giving away free weed. So, I mentioned that I'm old, and all of my friends are like doing stuff like going to the gym, getting personal trainers, doing gay shit like yoga. I decided to get back into video gaming to feel like a kid again. And it's fucking working, man. I purchased the Call of Duty game not too long ago. You guys know what this is? This is like a first-person shooter game online, but I'm not that good. So in an effort to get better, I decided to come out of a 5-year weed smoking hiatus. So I noticed all the kids that are killing me have like marijuana leaves and bongs as their emblems and shit. This was a huge mistake, folks. I was stoned and enjoying the serenity of my apartment, and then suddenly I was trapped in a virtual Afghanistan. This is the last place you want to be stoned. There's fucking bullets whizzing by my head. There's fucking grenades going off. I just want a snack, but I'm too afraid to leave the couch. And then to top it all off, I've got some whiny kid taunting me on the headset. What are you still doing up, old man? You're a piece of shit. Shouldn't you be raising your children? And then it turns out I'm not even wearing a headset. Just so fucked up, it's my conscience reminding me that I'm a horrible human being. Then it turns out it's not my conscience at all. It's actually my 5-year-old kicking the back of the couch. We gonna go outside today, Daddy, or are we just gonna get high and play Call of Duty? Feels like a Call of Duty kind of day. I'd recommend grabbing a juice box. Daddy's gonna try to get to the next level. I sense there's not a lot of parents in the crowd tonight. I'm just guessing. I'll let you guys in behind the veil of parenthood to one of the most rewarding moments in a parent's life, and that's flipping your kid the finger for the first time behind his back. He could be fucking with you all day, man. You flip him the bird, euphoria washes over you. Don't let having kids not get in the way of this moment. Plenty of strangers, kids wandering the aisles of Walmart and the grocery store. Guaranteed you leave with a smile. You guys know about the finger gun? Hello? Goodbye? You guys know about this little move? It's a real social icebreaker. If you ever run into anybody who's like standoffish, has a big wall up, fire one of these at them. Or if you walk in like an awkward social situation in the downtown east side, like a rape or a murder in the alleyway, just like, hey man, we're good, right? Good? Trust me, it works. Give it a try tomorrow. Anybody know what a celebrity hall pass is? Anybody have that going on with their loved one? That's where you just pick a celebrity that you would like to have sex with, and if you should run into them in real life, you're allowed to fuck them. And my girlfriend's is Leonardo DiCaprio. Good choice, right? Except she works in fucking movies. And she was on a film with Leonardo DiCaprio, and I was on the road doing this. She called me up in the middle of the night. She said, Kel, almost had to call in the hall pass. I'm like, don't fucking call me before. You might miss your chance. I want to hear all about this. I'd imagine Leonardo DiCaprio has a beautiful penis. I would sleep with Leonardo DiCaprio. That's what I'm trying to say with this joke. I'd do it just for the room service. I'd be ordering a shrimp cocktail like it was the end of days. I'd go down on him like the fucking Titanic. That's a new tag. I really like that one. What do you think? You guys want to see a comic? You guys want to get the show started or what? There's that kind of like, I'm super fucking baked. Holy fuck, what's this guy talking about? You guys want to get the show started or what? That's better, Cannabis fucking Lounge. All right, man, you guys are in for a real treat. I'll just give you a little rundown on how this works. If you guys want to say stupid shit or fucking attack anybody, do it to me, not the comics. They've worked hard to put their set together. It really fucks up their timing and their cadence. You'll enjoy the show more if you just zip it. So, and the more you give back to us, the more you give to me, back to you. It's kind of like a healthy relationship that I'm sure a lot of you are unfamiliar with. All right. Really? Well, that's right. Well, like what we like to do in comedy is just verbally acknowledge that to everyone. Don't laugh. Just say, that guy's really fucking funny. That's exactly how it works. That's great. All right, man. You guys ready for your first comic? This guy's a bit of a legend here in Vancouver, man. Puts together many shows. He tours all over the place. Give this guy a warm welcome, man. Mr. Daryl Brown.
Oh, shit. Pretty much everybody in this room has said to me at one point, I'm coming to one of your shows. And I had to come to you guys to fucking show up, stoners. Holy shit. Fredable in the house. Hi, Fred. How's it going? Stay away from that man. Everybody that hasn't met him, don't do his cookies. They will send you to the moon, which is pretty fun sometimes, but it's still light out, guys. So careful. Oh, man. He's holding up different drugs right now. Don't drink his tincture either. That's just an fucking reason to drink moonshine. That's moonshine with a bit of pot in it. Fuck. And I have a feeling that man puts mushrooms in everything too, and he just doesn't tell you, because fuck. The high lasts forever. We fucked up weed, guys. Weed's replacing everything. Like, really. I don't know what we've done, but we've turned it into a real drug. Holy shit. Addiction is judged by consequences, and there's consequences with these dabs now. If you ever want to feel what menopause is like, have a big dab. You'll get a hot flash, cold sweats, dizzy spell, mood swing, dry pussy. It's weird. So it's a really weird feeling. Don't do it. Or do it twice, because that's fun. We used to be able to march up Machu Picchu with a fucking cocoa leaf in our fucking cheek with a limestone and give us a little pep that we could get up there. But then we learned how to cook it down into a real drug, cocaine. And that causes problems now. We've done the same with weed. It used to be a little plant you put in a paper, you roll it up and you had some, you pass it around. Now you have a dab that's like a half a pound of weed all at once. Holy fuck, I can't handle it. And I can't get high with a regular weed anymore. Joints don't work. That's horrifying. I need weed rehab somehow. Nah. It's amazing, though. It's replaced everything. Like, if you got cancer, you eat some pot or whatever I heard. Or, like, if you're not feeling good, you have some pot. Or, like, if you can't afford a babysitter, you feed your kid some pot. You take the week off. He'll be fine. Probably. Doesn't matter. You get the week off. No talking. It's fine. Just put him in the TV. You know, what are you going to do? People are weird. People follow these trends. I'm sure we had these dabs like 100 years ago, but they were called something else, and they ate them, and it was a good time, which I do too. Eat your Reclaim is what I'm saying. If you have Reclaim, eat it, because it will get you high. And then have mushrooms and quit your job. Do it. You guys are here on a Thursday. It's still light out. Most of you have probably already quit your job. You don't even know it. It's perfect. Fuck. I had a lot of dabs this afternoon on this fumo pipe. That's dangerous. It's dangerous because you don't feel them kick in until you've had 3 or 4, and then they all kick in at once. And you feel weird, like too high. You ever get the spins from weed or green out? That's an accomplishment. That doesn't happen to everybody. That's pretty cool if you can pass out just smoking pot. And I don't mean just pass out while you're smoking pot, but go unconscious. That's fun. You gotta try it out sometimes. Smoke DMT in the morning. Why not? Has anybody here tried that crazy shit? Dimethyltryptamine, there's a few here. They just raise their hands because it's super illegal. They don't want to clap or make any noise. But it's amazing. Like, it's a life changer. You live throughout your entire life's experiences all in a couple minutes. I spent most of my first trip inside a black tube sock. I don't know what that means, but it was weird. Chronic, you know. It happens. Whatever. What are you going to do? You just follow the trends and try to live through it. Like, I don't understand. There's a big to-do about blaming dudes for what they want right now, which is crazy because, ladies, you guys are just fucking with us. We know it. I have some Back in the day, Marilyn Monroe was considered hot, not a weird tub drug addict. You know, it was different. We had different times. And then it went to Twiggy, right? That's what dudes wanted, to fucking play the harpsichord on some ribs. Then it went to, like, let's get plastic but not tell anybody. And then let's get crazy plastic tits and tell everybody they're plastic because that's what you invested in. Great job. But now the ass is getting weird. We've moved on. You ladies are just fucking with us. Like, right now there's some huge asses going around. Nobody admits that they're fake. But you could admit it. It's fine. It'll happen. It's the next trend. But if you don't believe me, there's a new trend going on where ladies are growing out their armpit hair to points that I can see a few hundred meters away when I'm not really paying attention driving. And then bleaching it and dyeing it amazing colors. Well, I don't understand. Ladies, you fuck with us, but we're not into it yet, but we will be. Dudes are just into what's available. And then we get obsessive, and it turns into a thing. That's what we do. So don't do that, because it's distracting. I don't know what you're carrying under your arms. There's little dogs out there that are little tiny dogs. It could be a dog, could be armpit hair. And I'm just trying to have a good poop. Did you guys all have a good poop this morning? Good. You should have good poops. If you don't, like, make sure you have a good poop. Drink more coffee and start smoking cigarettes, because if you don't have a good poop, you don't have a good day. If you're going to smoke pot tonight and drive, just do me one favor. Don't park. Accidents cause children.
Dale Brown, everybody. Wasn't that great? Daryl started strong. Summer's here, guys. You gotta like you guys summer folk. I can sense Mr. Hawaiian shirt's gotta be summer folk. I'm staring at you, bud. You a summer guy? You like the summer? Oh, well. Wow. Where are your pants from? Wow. I think we've concluded talking to you for the rest of the night. I love fucking summer, man. It's my favorite time of year. Have you guys seen the BC Hydro campaign that's going around where they fucking paint the boxes like rivers and leaves and shit? You guys have seen the camouflage boxes? They're not doing a very good job, are they? No? No? All right. We're just going to keep this show rolling. We're going to bring up your next comic. I've had the pleasure of working with this guy all the time. He tours the country. He's one of my favorites, man. Give a warm welcome, Mr. Chris Gaskin.
Thanks for leaving the microphone up as high as possible. I appreciate that. It's just toured up north, which is great. It's nice. Like, I live here. People kind of know who I am, so I don't get grief about how young I look, but up north, people are just like, fix my phone, wizard, please. Let me pat your head after. Good job, kid. And I'm just like, I will fight you, old man. Learn how to fix your own phone. Like, I hate looking as young as I do because everywhere I go, no matter what, there's always some dude that's like, dude, do you have a 7th piece of ID? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, this looks fake. And I'm like, it is. Who has 6 pieces of ID, asshole? No one. Just let me drink. Your shirt doesn't say staff. Beat it, you know, like. It's such a bummer. I think most of it is because I'm short. Like, I'm 5'2". That's slightly below average height for a woman from the 14th century. All right, like. As a man, it's not good, okay? As a short man, like, guys, if you're tall, no bitching about it, all right? Deal with your 17 knee surgeries. I don't give a fuck. Deal with it. Because everything else is better. Like, if you see a tall guy walking fast down the street, you'd be like, oh, yeah, that guy's power walking, you know? But if you saw me walking fast down the street, you'd be like, ugh, he's scurrying. Like, that's not... Like, there's no cool animal that scurries. Every animal that scurries makes women, like, climb up on shit and be like, ah, you know? Let's list animals that scurry. Rats, cockroaches, me trying to get pussy, just, ah! Kill him, Trevor, hit him with your shoe, ah! It's not good. Literally, just people fuck with me all the time. I was waiting to cross the street one time, and a car pulled up beside me. The car, regular car, 5 guys in the car, which that is never good. You never see a car with 5 guys and go, oh, they're going to save the world. You're like, I hope my mailbox is intact at the end of this night. And all those guys think that they're the best. That's the worst part, is those 5 guys are like, we're the shit. 5 guys, we're going to get so much pussy. It's like, where are you going to put the pussy in the car, idiots? There's no room. Take 2 cars. 5 guys in this car, and the guy in the passenger seat of the car pointed out at me and went, yo, is that a midget? And I turned to say something, but before I could say something, they were already arguing whether or not I was a midget in the car. And the guy... Like, one of the guys went, I don't know. I want to hear how high-pitched his voice is first. And I was like, hey, your window's open, you son of a bitch. And he was like, yep, midget, right there. Did you hear how high-pitched that shit is? That's a kick your dick midget. Don't piss him off, or he'll kick you in the dick. So I've got a bitchy voice. It's not good. Like, when women hear me speak, they don't go, ooh la la. They're like, shunk, you know. Women, you ladies like a deep voice. And I totally get it. I totally understand. Like, the first time I heard Barry White, I got wet. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, that is sexy. I don't sound like Barry White. I sound like Gilbert Gottfried, apparently. All of you who laughed at that, eat a dick, all right? I hate that. Oh. I hate that so much because people say that so often that at a show one time, my friend's dad came up to me and he's like, hey, man, you know who you remind me of? And I was like, yeah, fucking Gilbert Gottfried. And he was like, no. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was about to, like, you know, bite your ankles and shit. I was like, who do I remind you of? And he goes like this, the parrot from Aladdin. I was like, that's the same guy. So I just kicked him in the dick, right? And then I just yelled. I was like, I don't sound like Gilbert Gottfried. Go fuck yourself. Sure, you could. It's when you know you're doing a pot room, when the applause break starts 5 minutes after the fucking joke. That's pretty. Thanks for that, buddy. I appreciate that. I don't even smoke pot. Like, I'm gonna be ruined after this shit. I don't disagree with it. I'm all for legalization. I just normally don't like what it does to me. Like, I eat like a cookie, and then like the back of my head starts to tingle, and then like next thing I know, I'm in a 7-Eleven buying a shitty sandwich, and I'm like, what is this? How is this good? What the fuck is going? Like, I'm just like, egg salad. How could this go wrong? Well, you're buying it at 7-Eleven, retard. All right, do you want diarrhea for the next week? What the fuck's the matter with you? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think it's like I watch my friends get high and they get philosophical. You know, but the problem is they're idiots. So, like, they think they're getting philosophical, but they're just saying dumb shit like, hey, man, you know, a daylight without sun is like night. I'm like, yeah, stoner, of course it is. And they're like, what do you think? And I'm like, I think why do I have the munchies? I ate the whole cookie. Like, I just turned dumb, too. That's what I say. All right, let's end on a joke. I spent the holidays up north with my mom. And my mom watches, like, the worst television ever. Like, my mom watches a show called The Bachelor, which is not good. It's not a good show. It's, like, one of the worst shows on television. It's watching 30 women pieing for one guy who looks like Channing Tatum, which what they're selling is like, oh, you're going to see true love find itself. But really, what you're watching is just 30 women cry. That's what you're watching. Like, it's not like I feel like I fucked up watching this show. You know what I mean? I'm like, what did I do wrong? Why is everyone crying? It's not entertaining. And the number of times that I talk about this and women are like, it is entertaining. I'm like, I don't think... Like, you think it's entertaining watching a woman fall in love immediately? Like, I think it would be more entertaining if the guy was really ugly. You know what I mean? Like if the woman saw him and was like, this is bullshit, and then just walked away. Like if I was the Bachelor, that would be hilarious. Like, I'd just be standing there, like, in a tuxedo, looking like some Jeff Dunham puppet. You know what I mean? Like a limo would pull up and then just drive away. You know what I mean? Like, be looking over like, hey, Chris, were there women in that thing? He'd be scrambling. What do I tell him? What do I tell him? That was not our limo. And I'm like, dude, it says Bachelor on the license plate. Like, he just pulled up 20 feet. Like 30% of the women would give me a shot. Be like, well, he's kind of cute. I guess he's not tall enough, but he's cute. I'll give him a shot. And then they'll just hear my thoughts on shit, and they'll be like, I know. And then, like, at the end of the episode, it'll be like one woman left, and she'll be like, so if we stay together, we get money, right? And they'd be like, no. And she'd be like, this is fucking bullshit. And then she'd just leave. And it would end in me crying. It would be hilarious. Like, one episode. That's all you need. It's not the worst television show. The worst television show is The Bachelorette, because that's watching 30 guys try to fuck one woman. That's like piping in closed-circuit television to the Roxy on a Tuesday night. Like, that's what that is. It's disgusting. Maybe I have these thoughts because I have small man syndrome. That's what I'm told by tall guys. They're like, you look pissed off all the time. I'm like, I have to. I'm 5'2". If I look upwards at another guy not pissed off, it looks like I'm in love with him. Like, I'm like... So I always have to be like, what the fuck do you want? What do you want? And they're like, dude, don't you want a pirate pack? And I'm like, fuck yeah. Anyways, that's enough of me. You can go get my album on my website, chrisgaskin.net. Thank you guys very much. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Keep it going for Chris Gaskin, everybody. Isn't he cute? Chris was born in a gumball machine, so he visits the Safeway every year and drops a fucking head of flowers at the old gumball machine. That's right. Chris was talking about TV, man. I fucking love watching TV. I don't even like shows anymore, though. I don't even have an attention span, so I like commercials. And my current favorite ad is the Excel gum commercial. Have you guys seen this one? It's been on forever. It's the one with all the cute little caricatures of all the things that can give you bad breath, right? It's the one with the cute little cup of coffee. It's the adorable green onion. The unmistakable clove of garlic. And then there's a donut with pink icing on it. Not once has my girlfriend shut me down in the bedroom for having Timbit breath. Told me to scope up because I reeked of maple dip. Turns out, I think it's an asshole. Which can definitely give you bad breath. If you opt for this over the donut for dessert, well, I recommend brushing your fucking teeth. Gum is not going to help you at all. All right, man, welcome this next guy to the stage, man. He's a bit of a phenom in the city. He's done what most people take 6 years to do in 2. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. James Kelly!
Keep it going for Kelly Dyer, ladies and gentlemen. One more applause for Kelly. Man, Daryl Brown gave me a dab, and I am... Ooh, let's see. I gotta tell you this, what happened. It's happened to me yesterday. I was in line at McDonald's, and I was looking for my phone in my pocket, and I opened up my pocket, took out my phone, and with it came a quarter that fell on the ground. And I got a quarter ounce of weed, hit the ground, and standing right behind me was an on-duty police officer. And usually, like, I love to shit on the police, but this guy changed my whole perspective, at least for this part in time, because it fell on the ground. I looked at it, and then I looked at him, and then he looked at it, and he just went, and that was it. That was it. I was just like, fuck, I love living in this city, right? Like, no one else could do that. I just like, I was like, is this a trap? I like bending down slowly, and like picked. And then when I put it in my pocket, I kind of like smiled at him and like gave him a nod. He's like, no, like, what are you doing? Just, like, oh shit, yeah. Whoops. It wasn't and I just smoked one, so it wasn't a full quarter, but recently I went to Nanaimo and did some shows there. And to go to Nanaimo, you got to take a ferry from Horseshoe Bay. And Horseshoe Bay is a big cove. It is. The way it is shaped, but instead of naming it like other coves, like Smuggler's Cove or Deep Cove, they just gave a fancy description of what a cove is. A horseshoe bay. Could you imagine if we named other things that way? Like instead of Grouse Mountain, Triangle Cloud Poker. Instead of Wreck Beach, Sandy Sausage Party. Instead of the bus, Long Poor Person car. I take the bus too. Yeah, so I'm on the ferry though. I get on this ferry and I went up to the top deck and there was no one around. And if you've ever been on a BC ferry, you know the top deck is one of the best places in BC to burn one. The view is amazing. I saw whales one time smoking a joint and I fucking walked on the ferry. It's one of the best places to burn. So I got up there, no one around, went in my pockets and went, oh, son of a bitch, I forgot my weed. I'm like, oh man, fuck, I wish I could smoke a joint. Like literally as I'm thinking that, this guy comes around the corner and he gives me a little nod. And like I gave him a little nod back and then he goes, hey man, you want to smoke a joint? And like in my head, I was like, is this guy a genie? Like how did he do that? But I didn't say that. I just took the joint and I was like, yeah man, that was weird. Like you could just tell. It's like stoner's intuition or something. Kind of like how they say gay guys can always tell if like another guy's gay. And then I was like, why did I say that, right? Like I was trying to be funny, but this guy did not think it was funny at all. He's like, yeah, I guess. I gotta go. And I was like, what do you mean you gotta go? We're on a boat. There is nowhere for you to run, sweet cheeks. Of course, he was long gone by that point, right? So it's just me on the top deck. Only difference was now I had a full joint. Yeah, thinking that guy wasn't a fucking genie. I'm a fucking Jedi. Master of the mind tricks. And I told that story in Nanaimo, and in the front row there was this total stoner guy. and he was wearing a Star Wars shirt. And I swear, when I got to that part, he was like, Return to the Red Eye. Well, that's pretty good. You know what's funny? The last time I was in this building, I bought salvia. It was like 12 years ago. I don't know if it was on this floor or it was the other floor above. That shit was a trip. Daryl's talking about DMT. I'd never heard of DMT, and then I went to the Pemberton Music Festival, and this guy was telling me about it. And if no one here knows, DMT is the chemical that your brain releases right before you die. That's how this is how the guy was like trying to sell me on it. Like, that was his whole pitch. He was like, oh, man, it's so euphoric. That's why people are always so calm right before death. Do you want some? Like, oh, well, when you put it like that, no, not at all. I don't want to spoil the fun of dying. Right? Because if you know what DMT feels like, then one day you're going to be elderly and suddenly you're going to be like, hey, I feel really good. Like, really good. You know, I haven't felt this good since that time I died. Fuck. Son of a bitch, this doesn't feel calming at all now. It's like getting a back rub from the Grim Reaper, right? It feels nice. You're like, oh, it feels, oh, shit. East Hastings, yeah, here we are. Is this right where it divides, or is this west? This is west, yeah. Isn't it crazy, though, in East Hastings that they lowered the speed limit from 50 to 30 kilometers an hour? Because so many people were getting hit by cars. That's just putting a Band-Aid over a much bigger issue. Much bigger issue. They have thousands of severely mentally ill people living on the street with nowhere to go for shelter or rehabilitation or help. We're a major city in North America that doesn't have a mental institution. We did have one. It's called Riverview. It's 20 minutes outside the city. There's dozens of buildings, thousands of rooms that sit completely vacant. And meanwhile, right just down the street here, you have people that, left to their own devices, are self-medicating and ending up so messed up in the head, they're carelessly walking into oncoming traffic. You want to solve the problem, you got to fix it at its core. You want people to stop getting hit by cars, you don't just lower the speed limit from 50 to 30. Right on. Yeah. Yeah, if you want people to stop getting hit by cars, you make the speed limit 120. They'll figure it out. I don't care how crazy you are. Ain't nobody jaywalking on the Autobahn, you know? You know, I can wait. I'm crazy, not that crazy. Boop, boop.
That's it too.
I like how we got these sit in this city, though. Look how forward-thinking we are. Like, we have a fucking room you can just go hang out and smoke weed. That's awesome. So cool. And we keep progressing faster than any other city in the world. And they just opened up on Harrow Street a membership-only, male-only erotic sex club. What? Yeah, and it's they have different events there. One of the events is called Vancouver Jacks, and it says on the event it's a place where like-minded individuals can gather and enjoy honest, in-your-face penis play. It's a circle jerk, right? And they have rules. And the rules are self-masturbation is allowed, mutual masturbation is allowed, but no insertion of any kind. Those are the rules, which means they have to have someone there enforcing those rules. I want to see that guy, right? Like, hey, you two, knock it out. This is not that kind of place, man. You know the rules, man. I'm watching you, man. I got my eye on you. Oh, you again. Hey, you, come here. I want to talk to you. Look, man, I don't want to have to kick you out, okay? We really like you here, man. Everybody likes you, but I can't keep warning you. Every week you come in here, we have to have this conversation. You understand? If my manager comes in, he sees you doing that shit, it's not going to be you that gets in trouble. It's going to be me, man. I'll lose my fucking job. You understand me? Hey, are you listening to me? Hey. Look at me, man, all right? You can't follow the rules, I'm just going to have to send you home. It's that simple, all right? Oh, it looks like you're done for today anyways. Get out of here. Man, this job is just too much, man. I can't do it all by myself. We really need to hire a second guy because, man, these people just don't know how to listen. Well, not you guys. You guys are cool, but it's these other assholes, man. Oh, I love doing that joke. I did it in Calgary, and it was fun in Calgary because you'll get a table of big bros, and then they'll all be laughing, and then there'll be one guy there not laughing, and I'm like, he's gay. He's in denial. He's confused. He's getting angry, like, oh, my dick got hard. Quick, I better punch someone. But But I told that joke, and then I went for brunch the next day at the National. It was like a nice big patio. And I walked into the patio, and I guess there was a guy from the night before. He recognized me, and he stood up, and he goes, hey, buddy. Huh? Huh? You were great last night. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, all everybody's looking at me. Like, thank you guys so much. Keep supporting stand-up comedy. You're a great crowd.
Keep it going for James Kennedy. I love that jerk-off joke. I never can get enough of that joke. I don't know if I'm gay or not, but I like that joke a lot, James. I was talking about older expressions earlier. I heard another one just recently. Never hit anybody with glasses. I disagree. If I was going to hit anybody, it would be someone with fucking glasses. One shot right in the face. Now they've got tiny little bits of glass and they're already horrible eyes. They're not going to be able to identify me in a police lineup. There's that delay for the laugh. You got to wait for it. We got only 2 more comics before Mike comes up and lights this place up. I haven't seen this guy before. He comes all the way from Toronto, but I've heard of him, man. Give him a warm welcome, Mr. Troy Stark!
Yo, what's up? Good. For a weed room, that was a pretty good response, not gonna lie to you. Look, I've been in Vancouver for 1 day, and I just have one thing to say. You do not have to thank the bus driver. He's just doing his job, man. Everyone in Vancouver thanks the bus driver. It's weird. Like, my headphones were dead today, so I just, like, took a bus from, like, 35th up to, like, fucking, I don't know, 10th or whatever it is, and I heard, like, 900 thank yous. Why is that? Right, it's good that you have a backstory for this. Well, what's the answer?
The answer is that they felt like they were feeling the love, and so when it came down to negotiations and everything,
When it came down to union negotiations, the bus drivers were like, you gotta say thanks now.
how unhappy they were, and so...
Oh, and so this is you guys, like, accommodating them. There's not a rule, though. Like, you don't have to say it. This is taking up way more of my time than I thought it was going to. I thought that was a one-liner. Okay, let's go. Okay, look, guys, I don't know my ethnicity. I straight up don't know it. And that's not good or bad or anything, right? That's just like a piece of trivia in my life that I do not have the answer to, right? So, what that means, like, in my life, though, is, like, I don't have that thing you guys have. Heritage, culture, those things, I don't got it, you know? So I don't get to say things like, I'm sure when you guys are with your family, you get to say things like, you know, like, we're all together, so let's eat sandwiches on this kind of bread, you know? Because that's what our people do. Or like, instead of Christmas, let's like celebrate for 8 days and just buy a lot of candles. Like, you guys all got things that you do when you're with your people, right? But I don't have that. So what I started doing is I just started stealing other people's shit, you know, try it on, right? Like, I don't know, I might be Spanish, right? So I'm just going to take this fucking nap right now. No one's going to stop me. You know what I mean? And, like, I might be French, right? So we're drinking wine tonight. You know, it goes great with wine, anal. Let's do this. And I could be Portuguese. So sometimes I just go to a bakery and hang out there for a whole day at a time, just yell at every woman that walks by. Not gonna lie to you, I like Portuguese. It's a very fun ethnicity to be for a day, you know? I could be Greek, right? Because, like, I'm just catastrophically bad with money. Yeah, that one's a bit harsh. But, like, I also love telling people that I invented anal, so, like, I think I got a pretty solid case. I could be Italian. That's how I get away with being, like, casually racist in public and, like, never get punched in the head. It's amazing. But, like, I straight up, I don't know what I am, right? But I do know that, like, whatever I'm a mix of, definitely a good healthy dollop of white trash in there for sure. Because, like, I love buying a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi and just drinking it straight from the bottle, no cup. You just leave that much at the bottom, it becomes an ashtray. That's called white trash breakfast, guys. Every morning with a Joe Louis, start your day off correct. You know what I mean? I know I'm white trash because if you show up at my house with a BB gun and some weed, I'm canceling whatever I was supposed to do that day. Work, I quit. Wedding, call it off. I weren't in love. Dad's funeral, though, bring the gun and the weed. This is going to be a party, you know what I mean? I realized I was white trash when I realized I had dropped out of high school 3 times. That's true. First time, I just really wanted to beat my roommate at Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Worth it. Second time, my punk band, the Christ Punchers, we really wanted to go on tour, so fuck grade 11 physics, right? Not gonna lie to you, the tour was like 5 days, but we took the whole semester off. Third time, I showed up. I was there for like 14 minutes, and I was like, I gotta go piss, and I never came back. Longest washroom break that school ever saw. But I got my GED. That's how I know I'm white trash for real, you know? And like, I want to be clear here. I'm not trying to say I'm proud to be white. That's fucked up. But I am now proud to be white trash because I found my people, and we're a proud people. Yeah, see? Like, I didn't know why, and you can back me up here, sir. I didn't know why I was so proud of baloney. But now that I know I'm white trash, I know like that's my meat. You know what I mean? Like, you know that sauce that you get at the bottom of the craft dinner? I call that gravy now because I'm white trash, you know? Yeah, we bring a lot to the culture, man. Like, did you know that we invented cigarette burns? That's true. Did you know that our national animal is the NASCAR? Our flag is an open dragon shirt flapping in the wind off a sweaty dude's body. Yeah, I'm proud of my colors. And our song, our national song, is just Anything by the White Stripes. Because isn't that dude trying to fuck his sister? Yeah, it wasn't me, man. You don't got to get angry at me for that. He's the weirdo. I'm just observant. Okay, let's stop talking about white trash people because we get very sensitive when you point out our weaknesses. Like, did you know that the only thing that can kill, a white trash, as we call ourselves, a WT, the only thing that can kill us is 900 nicotine patches? That's true. That's maybe the dumbest thing I ever wrote, but I'm still proud of it. So I quit a job last week. I think I might quit one this week, too. It's true. I quit a job because I have a policy where, like, I feel like you got to quit a place as soon as you've learned everything you can from it. Otherwise, you get in too deep. You know what I mean? Like, I realized one day when I was yelling at my boss about plates. I was a cook, and I was in the middle of a fight, and I was like, what am I yelling about? Oh, yeah, plates. I'm in too deep. So I quit on the spot. But I learned some very valuable things there working in this vegan restaurant. I learned, you know that feeling that 12-year-old girls get when they get their first Easy Bake Oven and spend the whole day trying to make food, but at the end of the day, they still just don't have any real food? Yeah, I now know what that feels like, you know? I feel like I'm a better man because of it. Okay, guys, I got the light, so I'm going to get out of here. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Troy Stark.
Keep it going for Troy Stark. All right, we got one more comic, and then Mr. Rita will take the stage and light this place up like nobody's fucking business. So it's exciting. It's exciting. I was reading the fucking Georgia Straight today, my favorite publication in the city. I went right to the back to the colorful prostitute ads. You guys like those or what? I love looking at the pictures. I saw a couple letters attached to one of the ads, though, that I had no idea meant. GFE. I had to Google it. Turns out it means girlfriend experience. Yeah. Hot tip, ladies of the night. If I'm bucking up $200 for a hooker, I'm not looking for a girlfriend experience. What are we going to go, shopping at the mall for 5 hours? Or rack up my fucking credit card? Are you going to bitch at me in the car ride home for not listening? Pop in the notebook for the 15th time once we get there? Have to sneak off alone and jerk off the internet in my room? I'm looking for a whore experience, ladies. Anal, oral, something I'm currently not getting at home. All right, well, this next comic, she bounces back and forth from Toronto to Vancouver. I get to work with her all the time. Give her a warm welcome, Vera!
So I was on the plane yesterday. Yeah, you were too. Yeah, I didn't see you. And the stewardess didn't give me a safety warning because I think she just wanted us all to die. Hate when that happens. No, it happens on a Wednesday. So, I was Gina Davis's photo double, and then I got fired after 2 weeks. I guess being a bitch is not a great career move. So, yeah. So, I was walking down the street, and then somebody was like calling my name, and then I was like, how do they know me? And then I was like, I had my McDonald's name tag on. Stupid. When I was in elementary school, I ran cross country, and I did badly, but I finished with booger. So whenever I see somebody with booger, I think they accomplished a lot to get that. So I give them a prize. A surprise. Yeah. So my dad died in a car accident, and so we had to get underwear for the service, just so there wouldn't be another accident. Whenever I see a lady and she's wearing a really expensive purse, and then you look at her nose, and then you're like, she should have made a better financial decision. Whenever I see a guy who's bald, and then he's got hair around his sides, I just think that would be a great place to put a dart. So there's this restaurant in Burlington called Russell Williams. So I guess if you go there and order a burger, then you get raped and molested too. Then who says you get nothing, something for nothing? So I went on a blind date yesterday, and it went really badly. And then he asked for his money back, which is a weird thing for a father to say to his daughter on her birthday. So apparently it's bad luck if a bird shits on you. So I guess it's even worse if it shits on your dick. There was this 51-year-old lady, and then she was complaining about being raped. And I'm like, at that age, you should take it as a compliment. I went by a bar, and there was a man with a red dot on his forehead. And And I'm like, that would be, I guess he should be assassinated. Suicide bombers. I wonder where they would put the note. I recently had sex with a Chinese guy who didn't understand a word of English, although the way he was gesturing, it sounded like he was saying southbound. Boy, that explains a lot, like the confused expression on my fellow subway passengers' faces. I want to be an alcoholic so I could be good at something and make my parents proud. I travel a lot, so I need to take a lot of things with me that I might need, like duct tape, because there's always that one kid screaming. And I just need to sleep. Okay, thanks a lot.
Keep it going for Rita, everybody. And you guys, man, you guys have been a fairly attentive crowd given the circumstances, I must say. I'll tell a few more jokes, then we'll bring out our headliner for the night. But by round of applause, guys, who thought high school was custom designed by the devil himself? Anybody not have a very good time? I had a fucking horrible time, I'm not going to lie. It's kind of like the end of The Innocents, right? You're like, oh, I am going to be judged on my looks. Shit. Fuck. I got to question the curriculum, though, man. Like, I went to high school like 25 fucking years ago. Do kids even go to geography anymore? Or do they just show up and whip out their smartphone and be like, Google Earth, I'll see you in 45 minutes. And then you got subjects like Canadian history. Oh, I struggle to get through the day without this wealth of knowledge coming up. I find more often than not knowing the origins of the Hudson Bay Company's beaver pelt monetary system helps get me out of a jam. Anyone else finding the name Sir Wilfrid Laurier coming up and along on a day-to-day, or is it just me? You know what my two favorite subjects in high school were? Finger banging and hashish. And if you could combine those two classes, that was really the fucking best. But for me, man, the number one thing thinking back about high school that pisses me off is guidance counselors. Yeah, do you guys remember these useless pustules of the education system? Like, do they even exist anymore, or is, like, the gig up with the internet? Like, what fucking kid is taking career advice from a woman that makes $37,000 a year? Whose office is underground, windowless, and made of cinder block? No, tell me more, Mrs. Goldstein. I'm on the edge of my fucking seat. Are you sure you want to give away your own personal recipe to success? I wouldn't want to raise any red flags. Gonna take a little bit more than fucking corduroy slacks to gain my trust. You piece of shit. All right, man, it's headliner time. I got the pleasure of working with this guy in Newfoundland. He's a beast, man. He comes up. Oh, shit, look at that. He runs a super cool show at the Vapor Lounge in Toronto, but he's here for us. He's here all weekend at Yuck X. Give this guy a warm welcome. He made this show happen, Mr. Mike Rita!
Okay, chill. We should start running dabs.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay? Because this is going to be the highest set I've ever done. Yeah, we got to get higher than I've ever been in my life. Vancouver, before I even start my motherfucking set tonight, can we make some noise? You guys live in the best city in Canada. There it is. Fuck you! I didn't know. This shit is fucked up nice. It's way nicer than Toronto. You guys have nature. All your crackheads are in one corner. You know what I'm saying? You know how nice that is that you don't even have to worry. They're like there and they squirt out a little bit, but they don't ever leave too far, you know? That's nice. Stanley Park is fucking stupid nice. If I could have gone to Stanley Park tonight, I would have gone just to go to English Bay and get high and watch that sunset. Do those boats ever leave or not? Those boats are just full of drugs. That's where Vancouver gets a lot of like other drugs. Those are coke fucking, those are coke boats. What are those boats? Does anybody know for real? The English Bay boats, those giant like tankers? And why are they there? Nah. That's the most hippie shit I've ever heard. They fucked shit up? Are they fucking shit up? Are those the kind of boats that fuck shit up? Are they gonna fuck up English Bay and then fuck up those nice herons?
They're gonna fuck shit up.
You guys have birds that we don't have either. Like a fucking great blue heron or whatever that is. And it's witty? Oh, it's a Tweety. Man, you getting high with me or some shit right now? You know how hard it is to see a great blue heron in Ontario? That's your whole day. You don't even have to leave your house. I seen a great blue heron this morning. I'm fucking done. Stanley Park is like 3 in the morning, man. They're trying to run into you and shit because they can't see you. I swear. Oh, well, they didn't run into me. It might have been a crackhead, skinny little guy. It was all right. I've been really liking Vancouver, too, because you guys smoke weed. I want you guys to know, I'm from Toronto. I'm born and raised. This is the last leg of a 10-week tour. I ended up in Vancouver, and I am so fucking happy because you guys have the best weed, too. It's obvious. I know. I mean, did anybody in here not grow up in BC? Did anybody in here not grow up in BC? Do you guys remember growing up and thinking about smoking BC bud? And then you get here and it's even better than you ever wished it was? The weed here was so good the first day I got a headache. Do you remember that? Do you remember getting so high that your head hurts? And you're like, there's no way. And then your brain is like, yeah, it is. It's that fucked up weed in Vancouver. I smoked something that's going around right now called Grape God. And it is so stupid good. It's the kind of weed you call. I text messaged friends of mine. I was like, I wish you could smell this. That's the pothead. I wish you were here. I wish you could smell this. It's so nice. It's so fucking nice. Vancouver's so fucking crazy. Why you guys should have shows like this all the time. You guys need you guys need to choose one comedian you love and just get him so fucking high that he becomes a weed activist. Because you guys have the best city for activism. I seen your fucking place where you guys have 420. You guys chose like the most beautiful building ever. It's like, are we gonna have it downtown? Yeah, where are we gonna choose it? You know, there's a beautiful building right in the heart of downtown. It looks like a courthouse or something like that, you know? What a better fucking building to show that you guys hate the way things are being run. You know what I'm saying? Our country, guys, the other day, okay, I want you guys to know Vancouver's an incredible city for activism because as soon as you get here, people have incredible ways of changing the system in ways that are great. And the best thing that I've been learning here is, like, Vancouver points it out best. It should be illegal in Canada to prosecute somebody for smoking weed because smoking weed is way less of a crime and way less of, bashing someone's freedom than stopping someone from smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's weigh it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like freedom is a thing that you can see and feel. You're smoking a joint in a park. You're not bothering nobody. And then a fucking cop comes or some guy comes and goes, hey, buddy, what the fuck are you doing? And you're just sitting there like, I'm getting high. What the fuck are you doing? You're yelling at me and shit. Which part of the scale? Whose freedoms are being destroyed? Yours or his? This guy's walking to you, man. This guy's bothering you. I swear to God, if someone I always used to laugh at this, but more people have died trying to bring marijuana or growing marijuana because they've been, beaten by police or shot by cops. The fuck's happening in the front? You guys never did a dab before? That's the best diss. Come on. That was a classic. Am I going to do a dab? Okay, wait. I'm going to put this bit on time. What the fuck was I just talking about? I was getting rowdy as fuck. What happened? That's what I'm saying, front row guy. No. Yeah, and then I was saying, like, we shouldn't smoke weed because they're going to bust us. Somebody have a dab ready? Wait, I have a unit and shit. Yo, can you imagine I green out on stage? Wouldn't that be great? Hey, did you guys hear people clapping for that? Only in Vancouver would somebody be like, yeah! Wouldn't it be great if this guy just passes out and be like, yo, that dab was heavy?
Only in Vancouver, homie. The comedian takes a dab and then continues on with the set.
There's some Beer Brothers dabs. You want shatter, right?
You're next. We got like, okay. Yeah, you got.
You're ready. You gotta try this. Oh yeah. You're ready. Just smoke that shit. Beer Brothers dabs. Oh baby. Oh snap. Oh shit.
Outside of smoking weed, you know, like outside of smoking weed, is anybody in here a criminal? No, because weed is the only thing that makes you a criminal by law. And especially because we smoke weed, I could never rob anything as an adult. The paranoia after would rock my fucking soul. You know what I'm saying? I'd be sitting at home like, yo, let's try to drop a dab. I don't know, man. Should we drop dabs? You think dabs are still even okay, man? Anything? I couldn't fucking rob anybody. Fights? Potheads don't get into fights. And if we do, it's over stupid shit like, yo, you dropped the zigzag. Nah, I don't even want it. Yo, just pick it up. Nah, I don't even want it. You're like, all right. You know what potheads get into fights about? Yo, man, you packed that bowl too big. Shut the fuck up and do that, all right? And then, you know what the best thing is? Being a pothead, we have certain things that nobody else has, okay? Dabs. That doesn't count. Dabs is so new that certain people, when you show that, have you ever showed someone dabs and they don't say anything? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get that emotion I'm talking about? You're like, you want to see this? Watch, it's cool. And while you're like, you're heating up the nail, they're looking at you like, what the fuck is happening? They, like, you ever have someone take a step back like, yo. What the fuck is that, man? And you're like, chill, man, it's just a dab. I always have to explain it like it's hot knives in the future. Your torch is an oven, okay? Your dabber is a cold knife with hash on it. The other knife is a hot knife, which is your nail. Your dome is your little bottle cap or your little bottle, you know, and you're good to go. Kind of. Like, dabs are so much fun to give to people who have never done a dab. Do you know what I mean? It's like watching someone walk off a cliff. And they have a blindfold on and you don't. And you're like, yo, chill. And they're like, what? And you're like, chill, man. You're like, oh, what? Ah! And you're like, ah! And they're just sitting on your couch like, what happened? Dabs, yo. Dabs are an incredible fucking thing, man. Dabs are changing people's lives. Have you ever given someone a dab and then a few days later they call you back, they're like, hey, can we do that again? You know why? Because it gets people high school high. You get high school high off dabs. You feel like you feel like you do one dab, you're like, yo, can we go to McDonald's and order everything again? Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what's cool about Vancouver too? Vancouver's got to be one of the only cities in the world where you walk into McDonald's high as fuck and the guy taking your order is higher than you are. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God, I couldn't fucking believe it. It's like 2 a.m. I'm like, I just do this, whatever. And I'm like, what's up, sir? And he's like, yo. And, you know, and you want to order, but you're like, he realized how high I was, and we had the beautiful thing. You ever notice? You ever see someone else who's high, and you have that beautiful thing where you're like, hey, and they're like, hey. And I did this at a McDonald's in Vancouver, man. And I just remember him looking at me like, yo, what do you want? I'm like, man, I don't know. I've been dropping dabs for like 3 days straight. And I'm all fucked now, man. And what should I get? He's like, oh, man, you have to get nuggets. And I went, And we had that thing where he was like, and I was like, yeah. McDonald's is such a fucking cultural thing with us too, okay? It has to be. Because McDonald's is fucking cheap, everybody can afford it, everybody can eat it, and everybody can enjoy it unless you have a tight asshole and you're a prick. Because even a big vegetarian once in a while is like, maybe I'll have a cheeseburger. It's like 3 a.m, you're drunk. Some of the best conversations in the world have happened outside of a McDonald's at 3 a.m. Just high as fuck, sitting in a car like, yo, what are we gonna do with our life? I don't know, man, give me some fries. I think we should go back to school. I fucking hate school. Me too. You have nuggets? I have nuggets. I love McDonald's too because you can see what kind of person someone is when you go through a drive-through. You can tell if someone's nice on the inside and they have a good soul, or they're insane. I have an insane person in my family. It's my sister. And I love her to death, but my God, in a McDonald's drive-thru, she scares the fucking shit out of me. Because there's two types of people. I love McDonald's drive-thru. I pull up, the lady goes, whatever the fuck she says. Hi, my name is Jennifer. Sure. Can I? You're always high, you're like, oh yeah. You don't even give a shit. Sometimes I'm so high, she goes, I'm like, yeah, what up? Just wait. I have to tell her to wait. Because I'm so high, I'm like, nuggets, McDouble, dress like a Big Mac, maybe 2 of those. There's 2 types of people who go through McDonald's drive-thru is what I'm trying to say. Because there's one person who laughs, everything is great. You go through the drive-thru, you laugh at the lady, you're like, hey, wait, what'd you get, McDoubles? I love them. Everybody laughs. Some guy pops out of the kitchen. Everybody like, all right, go ahead. You get an extra pie, and you're like, sick, all right, cool. And then sometimes you go with people who are fucking pieces of shit. And they scare you because you can hear them in the fucking drive-thru. You're like, yo, what are you going to get? They're like, I don't know. I'll tell you in a sec. Hi. Yeah, hi. Is anybody there? Hello? And they look at you like, isn't this crazy? You're like, bitch, you are fucking crazy. It is McDonald's. It is 2 in the morning. You think any of these people give a fuck about us right now? Everybody is sitting around right now laughing, going, oh, my God, I hope nobody comes to the drive-thru. Is that somebody? Fuck that lady. So I was telling John, like, I fucking love it too, man. Because you go through the drive-thru, people laugh, they get angry at you. And in the pothead world, nice is always better. No one smokes weed with an angry pothead. You get phased out. You get phased out quicker than a drunk guy at a party in the weed room. Do you know what I'm talking about that? You ever been in a weed room at a party? Like that one room that everybody hangs out, and the one drunk guy comes in? Have you ever found it while you're getting high? You're like, yo, what the fuck is that smell? Is everybody getting high in this room? And you walk in, and you can just feel it. Because everything changes. Everybody, when you're getting high in a room, everybody gets quiet. Yo, the door closes. What the fuck? Everybody just looks at you. And there's always a guy in a chair breaking up a joint who turns around like, yo, what up? Welcome. Do you know what I'm talking about? You're like, hey, all right, cool. You guys are smoking weed? And then you ever have a drunk person come into that room and just ruin everything? Everybody's getting high and talking about shit. You're like, yeah, man, the universe is fucked up. We're nothing. And a drunk guy comes in and be like, what? Everybody getting down? Oh, no person here, eh? And there's always, everybody looks at him like, you better shut the fuck up, buddy. Because we're potheads and we're nice for like 3 minutes. And then it's like one of us is going to say some shit. You got like 2 minutes now because you're so loud. Because we'll watch and we'll wait because we're very nice. We give people benefit of the doubt all the time. I give crackheads the benefit all the doubt. Like, I grew up in Toronto my whole life, and I grew up in a crackhead neighborhood. I swear to God. And I'm at home here on Hastings. It's nice. These people don't scare me. They're nice. They're nice people. They're fucked up in life. It's truth. It's true. They're very nice people. Like, if you were to sit down with one of them and give them, like, a hamburger, she'd be like, thanks, guy, this is great. This is great, And they always, like, have a weird, like, they always never know, they never have, like, a normal way of talking anymore. You can't stay up most of the day and the night and expect to be like, what's up, Rob? Hey, what's going on? Being a crackhead's a tough job, being a guy on the streets, boy, that really bugs me. But I've been used to it, They're always like, yeah, what's going on? Yeah, make doubles. They love it. But it's nice. Talk to these people. They're people, man. Is Neil in here? Yo, do you remember the other day? Him and I, where did we go? A&W? Yeah. we had like 3 in the morning. We had dinner with some guy named Steven. Just a homeless man. Yeah. And I left there because I cried because he told us his name. And then you ever have like a bum tell you his name? And you're like, fuck, this guy's not a bum anymore. He's a person. This guy's Steven. This guy was a little kid once at a school, kicking a ball, sucking at it, and being like, I'm not going to talk to anybody. And then he just fucking didn't never talk to anybody for the rest of his life. Shit's fucked. It's like that simple of like a path in life. They just can't do it anymore. And I grew up in a crackhead neighborhood, and the fucked up thing is when you come to Vancouver, everyone's so cool too. You guys just let them be. Yo, that's amazing. Because those people are looking for community just like anybody else. You come here to the Vape Lounge, we all love this. Why? Because this is community. This is our drug, this is our thing, and it's not, detrimental to our health like theirs is. But the same thing, we come here for our community, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Guys, I swear to God, it's the same thing, man. They don't have a lounge because, you couldn't have a lounge. There's no paintings on the wall. What happened to the paintings? I think Steve came here and, he said he was going to, put them up, but I don't know what happened. I grew up around those people my whole life, and it's amazing because they're so great. I wish they could have treatment. Like, you guys pointed out, like, it would be great if they had gotten weed maybe, or if they, instead of using, like, Percocets or something, whatever they got addicted to. You know, it's great. The idea is amazing because Vancouver, you guys are the leaders in this shit. You guys are the fucking leaders in this shit in this country. You guys should be very proud of that. You guys have incredible activists fighting for that shit all the time. You know how? Okay, I want you guys to know how sick this shit is. Have you ever told someone about a vapor lounge and they don't even fucking believe you? Have you ever told someone about like, yo, you know you can go to Vancouver and smoke weed in a lounge and nobody gives a fuck, and they're like, what? Oh, yeah, how does that happen? And you're like, I don't know. Is it illegal? Yeah. How does it work? I don't know. Like, I mean, we know because we're the activists, but the average person doesn't know. They're like, the average person goes home and they're like, yo, you want to go to a lounge? You can smoke weed in it. And their friends are always like, how the fuck does that work? They're like, I don't know. I pay $5. They don't say shit, and that's it. You know? Guys, we're very lucky to have this in Canada too, because I don't know about you guys, I had a weird upbringing too. Did anybody in here have immigrant parents growing up? Yeah. Clap if you had immigrant parents. Let me hear you right now. Clap if you had immigrant parents. Yo, all these people clapping had a much different upbringing than clap if you had Canadian parents. Let me hear you right now. Yo, you see the people with Canadian parents even sounded happier. It's true. They were like, yeah, fucking right. Because people with Canadian parents, have you guys ever got high with your parents? Oh, yeah. See? Let's try the immigrants. Hey, people with immigrant parents, you ever got high with your parents? Yeah. One guy. There was a bunch of people with Canadian, you know what I'm saying? I want you guys to know it's very different. Like, I grew up in a cracking neighborhood, and because I had that shit growing up, my mom always associated that. That's what drugs were to my little Portuguese mom. When she would see, like, crackhead, she'd be like, oh my God, look at that guy. That guy's crazy. Like, if you have Canadian parents and they see a crackhead, they're like, oh, Matthew, you see that man? That's a crackhead. Don't look at him, but look at him so you know what it is, you know? And it's like, you know, and you look and your mother's like, that's a crackhead, you know? So now you know. Now you know. You're never going to see that. My mother would never do that. My mother had no idea how to explain crackhead. She would always use religion, and it was the funniest, cutest shit. Because I remember even being a kid laughing because, like, we used to see crackheads do funny things, and I always used to laugh. Like, sometimes you see crackheads move, but they can't move. You ever see them, like, walk across the street but not move a fucking leg? I seen one time, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they try to step, but they don't. It's like a vibration the whole fucking way. Like a cell phone on a table. You know what I'm saying? Like that fucking, like a shitty dance move. Like, what, man? Fucking... And I'll never forget, I remember as a little kid, like, why is that guy walking like that? And I remember looking at my mom and go, Mom, why is that guy walking like that? And my mom had no idea. She just goes, because he not like Jesus, that's why. And I remember being a kid laughing my head off, being like, no way, that's not why. Because I remember seeing crackheads yell out like, Jesus, this is enough. And I'd be like, what? That guy loves Jesus. See? We had so many funny things as kids too. Like, my mother always, if you have immigrant parents, it's different when you come home high as a teenager than when you come home high with Canadian parents. Like, you guys come home with Canadian parents, it's way different. You come home, your parents know what it is. They're going to get angry, but it's not like immigrant parents. My mother fucking lost her mind. She started crying and shit. Started having, I swear to God, if you have Canadian parents, you come home and your mom's like, Matthew, are you high? I knew it. I knew you were getting high because I bought a box of Joe Louis last night and the whole box is gone. And you're like, oh, fuck, she knows, you know? Fuck. I thought she didn't know. Like, you got booked. You know what I'm saying? I have immigrant parents. I remember when I came home, my mother started attacking me religiously. She goes, Mike, are you smoking drugs? You smoking drugs? And I came home with red eyes. And she goes, look at your eyes. Look at your eyes. Never come home like this. I don't like it, and God do not like it. And I remember being high as fuck. You know when you're high, you go, relax. God loves this shit. And I remember, I swear to God, because I explained to her, I go, Ma, think about it. If God made plants, she goes, yeah, weed is a plant. Yeah, so God made weed. Yeah. No. And I went, yeah. And I went, think about it. This is 1 + 1 shit. Seed plus water equals me being high a few months later. I don't like this. It's the truth. I know, fuck you. I'll never forget. She goes, fuck, this is crazy. Because imagine in her head, she's like, oh my God, this is truth. And I want you to know, there's so many crazy stories about my life with my mom. Like, this is the truth. I might as well tell this fucking story. We're here. My mother got breast cancer when I was 18, and my sister's actually going through breast cancer right now. No joke. But when I was 18, my mother was diagnosed, and it was fucked up. Because imagine who you were at 18. Do you remember who you were at 18? You suck. You're fucking 18. I was shitty at 18. I dropped out of high school. I didn't have a job. I did drugs, all kinds. I was addicted to coke. And I used to drink all the time and come home at like fucking 4 in the morning, wired as fuck. My mom hated it. And I changed my life because mom was going to die, and I didn't want her to be 18. I didn't want to be 18 and her being, like, you know, sick in bed, going, Mikey, my son, 18. What a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? I wanted her to be like, wow, he's at least trying, you know? Fuck, and I did. And I became a comedian. Thank God, like years later I toured. But when my mother was going through treatment, I always used to try to convince her to get, like, on weed, you know? Because she had these pills that would give her appetite back through chemo, because you lose your appetite when you go through all this radiation and shit. And you lose your appetite, and you get, like, nausea, like, you get dizzy and shit all the time. My mom would just be sitting there, she'd be like, oh my God, I'm gonna puke. And I used to be like, Ma, you know, you can just do a little bit of weed. And my mother is really good with, like, comebacks and one-liners. And I go, Ma, you should do weed. You should just try a little bit of weed, man. Because I showed her articles in Portuguese. Like, I translated about how weed is helping out people all over the world, you know, with treatment. And she read it, and I remember going, you don't want to just eat it or something? She goes, I'm not gonna be like you. I'm not gonna do drugs and then do nothing all day. And I went, relax, I do something. She goes, yeah, you smoke drugs, you wait, and then you smoke again. That's nothing. It's the same thing over and over. And I started laughing because my mother, and she never ended up taking the pills, but I ended up leaving a brownie one time with weed in it because she needed it so bad. And I go, Mom, just eat half the brownie. You'll be fine. I go, you'll be fine. And I never came back to check on her. But wouldn't it be great? I don't know if you guys have like an old immigrant lady in your life. But if you do, you don't know how amazing it would be to catch a 65-year-old lady high as fuck in her basement. Like, I would love to come home after she ate the brownie an hour later and be like, Ma, you okay? And just watch her be like, oh my God, what are you doing here? You know? Just be like, relax, relax. And I just ask her questions that I've always waited to ask. Like, what are you thinking about right now? And just be like, I'm thinking about, I'm very hungry. I want to eat something. What do you want to eat? Chicken. What kind? Chocolate chicken. She's as high as fuck. What do you want to do? I want to clean the house, but I don't want to move, you know? She's fucking stoned old lady. Like, nah. Even ask her questions about life. Ma, how do you feel about life? Life is crazy. Sometimes I think about, because you know I'm cleaning lady. I clean everybody's house. I think, is this important? You know, she's like, what do you mean? I always think about my mom's life because I know she's really deep about it. And I would just love her to be like, you know, sometimes I think I'm dust on dust on dust in this universe. And it's crazy because my job is to clean the dust. You know, and just watch you be like, you know, you have more cookie or no? One of my favorite moments in life, guys, for real, was when my mother called me about Uruguay legalizing weed. Because it was one of those first countries where she has friends from Uruguay who are cleaning ladies too. So to her, it was a personal connection. She's like, oh my God, this is Maria Jose's friends, and this is Uruguay lady. I love that lady. And in her head, she's like, oh my God. And she called me, and I'll never forget, because she knows that I love milk and chocolate milk. My mother calls me at I don't know, I was on tour. I must have been in the East Coast. It's like 12 o'clock at night. She goes, Mikey, oh my God, are you awake? And I go, yeah. She goes, do you hear about this? Uruguay make marijuana okay for $1. $1. And I go, yeah, is that crazy? She goes, of course that's crazy. Everybody's going to be like you. There's going to be no chocolate milk for nobody. And I swear, you know, like you cry. You're like, holy fuck. I go, Ma, wait up. And I went, wow. I had to sit down and cry and be like, this is the funniest shit she's ever going to say. Ma, you there? Yeah, you hear me? I go, yeah. Chocolate milk for nobody. I go, yeah. I love you the most. You're so funny. She goes, I can't believe Uruguay's crazy. Okay, bye. And it's just one of those conversations, you never forget that shit. My mother's really funny. I want to talk about so much shit, but there's like so many little weird stories. Even one time she caught, I'm trying to think, she's caught me personally smoking weed, but the first time she ever caught me and my friends was really funny because she is an immigrant lady. And I don't know if you guys know what immigrant ladies are like. On the outside, they're very nice, but on the inside, they're fucking insane. These are immigrant ladies. My mother's from a third world island, the Azores off Portugal. That shit was fucked up growing up. She didn't have shoes until she was 12. That's a real story. I couldn't believe that shit. She doesn't have a pinky toe because she lost it as a kid. Isn't that fucked up? Like, that's a real thing. And I laugh because it's fucked up, but I always imagine her on the inside, how mad she got this day. She walked into the backyard, and she comes in, and she sees all of us smoking, And she doesn't want to get that angry because she realizes it's all the friends from the neighborhood. They're going to go home, tell their mom, be like, oh my God, I seen Mike's mom, and she freaked out at us. And the moms are going to be like, that's crazy, oh my God. So my mother sees all of us smoking weed, and she comes to the back and she goes, that's you and your friends? And I'm like, what? Yeah, that's you and your friends. You want to come inside? And she knows that when you get high, you get hungry. She goes, you want to come inside? I make you food. Come inside. I'm going to make you food. And it was a setup. Like, it's a setup to get us out of the backyard and smoking drugs inside the house where she can see us and watch us. Like, I catch them, and now I can see exactly what happened when they get high on drugs. And I could see she watched us all. And one of the best moments, because we walked out of the house, and she gave us soup. She watched us all eat soup. And as soon as we left the house, she said bye to all three of my friends. And she goes, goodbye. Yeah, bye, guys. And she goes, Mikey, come here. Never bring this many people to my house. 9 Coca-Colas, 3 people, 9 Coca-Colas. And why is everybody's eyes red? And you guys eat. Nobody say nothing. Half an hour, nobody say nothing. One guy go, and everybody laugh. Why? Because drugs, that's why. It's the fucking best. God, man, you know? So fucked up. I started smoking weed in high school. I don't know if you guys did that shit too. Clap if you didn't smoke weed in high school. Let me hear you right now if you didn't smoke weed in high school. Didn't. Clap if you did smoke weed in high school though. Yeah! Yeah, you know, did you see how happy the second group was there? I'm going to tell you why. Not that you graduated, not any of that bullshit. If you smoked weed in high school, that means you have high school stories. That means you got high in high school and fucked up shit happened. That means you got high in high school and you had to either run away from security that you thought were cops. You had to just run away from people being like, don't fucking smoke drugs here. You're like, just get the fuck out of there. It means you were so strategic where you smoked joints that nowadays I'm in awe that we were just so smart. We chose spots that were high points with nothing that nobody could come from the back so we could just lean up against the wall and watch everybody. Like army shit, just for joints. Do you guys remember a point in your life where you couldn't come home high? Do you remember that? And you had to do shit to not come home high? Do you remember covering the smell and then being like, there's no way that I still smell? And you know how that paranoia never went away? Because you ever get on a bus high as a teenager and everybody knew you were high as fuck? You could feel it. You paid your token, you looked up, and everybody just went, whoa. Because your eyes would be like, you stink. You could just tell. You can tell. You're telling me right now, 2 teenagers standing right here. One's not high, one's high. You can't tell which one's high as fuck. The one that's high as fuck is like, can we just go to class? Like, somebody's calling me. Let's see who it is. Maybe we can make it a crank call. Eddie. Oh, you're watching the show, Eddie. He's watching in Toronto. We have a bunch of people watching in Toronto right now. Yeah, we do. We have like a couple of the lounges. Well, I might as well give you fuckers a shout out. Yo, Toronto, we fucked up. They are nicer than us. But you know what we have that they don't have? A mayor that smokes crack. But they have some. I'll tell you straight up. Vancouver is like the Power Rangers. Like 5 of your crackheads like all team up and become one giant crackhead to fight our mayor crackhead. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Megazord. A joke for 3 people in the crowd. Thank you. Oh, you know what? Did I ask for water? Can I get a water? I'm hot. This is legit a hot box. Yeah, I'm parched. Hey, let's round up next dabs. I'm at 15 right now, saying 7:30. You can thank Andy for that. Is he in here somewhere? Andy got me fucking ripped. It was good. Yo, Vancouver. Hey, before I even continue, man, we're about like 20 minutes into this shit. And we've been having a good time or what, man? Tonight was cool, right? Yeah. You know, I travel around the country. I want you guys to know, anytime I do anything outside of Yuck Yucks, it's always more fun. Yuck Yucks is cool, and I'm happy that they let me tour around with them and that bullshit. But this is way cooler. Like, I want you guys to know, around the world right now, what day is it? Today's Thursday? Yes. We're the only people doing this. We're the only people doing this, because in Amsterdam, you can smoke weed in the lounges, but you can't perform like we can right now. They have laws against this shit. This guy's calling me again. I'm not picking up, dumbass. I'm putting okay, because I know he's watching, and he's like, pick up, make fun of me right now. Okay. Wait, What was I saying? Does anybody remember? Okay. Oh, these people are leaving. It's a commercial break. Play the Johnny Carson music. We're doing a dab? What the da 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 da. Yeah.
We'll be right back after these messages from Colgate.
You're gonna hold it.
It'll be Bros Dab. Yeah. Beer Bros Canada. What about your dad?
Wow. That's fucked. Man, getting high in high school is fucking sick. It's like no other time in your life. You're paranoid all the fucking time. You gotta hide it from your parents. You gotta hide it from your teachers. Do you guys remember going into class high? Do you remember even just going to high school high and walking through the hallways? Do you remember being like in grade 9 and 10 and being so high, people would look at you and be like, hey, your eyes are all fucked up. Do you remember that? And you would look at them and be like, what? What? And they'd be like, your eyes, they're red. Don't go to class. And you'd be like, nah, I'm fine. I remember having a friend. His name was Johnny. Johnny would, like, whatever. Most days, I was going to say every day, but most days, he would go into class high as fuck, and his eyes would be red as shit. And he'd always be like, yo, hey, should I put Visine? And he needed Visine 100%. I'd always be like, nah, you're good, get in there. And I loved it, because when he'd walk into class, like, I remember vividly walking into class. So, you ever walk into class so high people cheer you on before the teacher gets there? Like, I remember coming into class and be like, yo, and people would be like, yo, you're fucked, bro. Sit in the back, because do you remember high school high isn't like now? Not everybody smokes weed. Some people are in complete awe that you're even getting high on drugs in grade 10. They can't even believe it. There was nerdy kids who would be like, dude, you're high on weed? And I'd be like, nah, I'm ripped right now, bro. I am in grade 10 and I smoked a joint. I am done for. Do you remember getting so high that you would put your head down and people would be like, teacher, you'd be like, yeah. I used to eat Dunkaroos. High as fuck. And just be like, what? Just dunking in the corner, miss. Man. Do you guys remember having teachers who knew you were high and they would look at you and you would look at them and they would look at you and you'd be like, and they'd be like, all right. Hi again, Mr. Rita. They don't say it. My teacher always used to say, sitting in the corner again, are you, Mr. Rita? Yeah. You know when you're high and you just answer, like, because you have to. Because if you don't, he'll be like, in the corner again? And you're like, yes, sir, Jesus fucking Christ. You're being a fucking heat squirt. There's so many things about getting high in high school, too. Like, what were your summer favorite things? Can anybody think about anything that was their favorite thing from high school? Making bongs. Man, I have made bongs out of it. I mean, everybody's done the apple. The apple's a great one. As soon as you do an apple with a bit of tin foil, you're like, wow, I'm a fucking genius. This shit really works. You know? The bottle one with a pen and a little bit of tin foil works. That sucks. It tastes nasty, though. Anybody here, what's the weirdest thing they ever made a bong out of? Okay, wait, chill. Somebody just said ear mattress pump, and we're not going to pretend like that didn't happen right now. The Punisher, buddy, that's like a death. Okay, tell me how this happened. What's up?
So you know the ones that you stomp on?
Yeah,
Right?
sick.
So the bowl's in the part where it's it down first, and you'd step up, and it would fill the chamber, and the other person, strapped the air pump, and someone would stomp on it.
I'm so happy we got that on record because nobody was ever going to believe me. Because that's straight up fucked up, bro. Man, that would be sick. Like, hey, bud, you want to get fucked up for life? Like, what do you mean? Like, just die. You okay? Like, yeah. You fucked up, though, right? All right. Sounds like a dolphin for the rest of the... Do you know what's funny about getting high as a teenager, too? You learn about 3 coughs. There are 3 coughs in the world of smoking weed. But maybe sometimes there's 4, because sometimes you puke, but that's a different thing. Because the first cough is everybody's cough. It's your cough in your arm. You don't even have to leave a rotation. You can just sit in the chair and be like, it's good. It's your cough. Then there's a second cough where it's hard. You got to step up. You got to be like, chill. Chill. And everybody laughs and you're like, yo, get the fuck out. You're like, oh, chill, man. That fucked me up. That fucked me up. But you know what the third one is. You can feel it already. That third cough, you know what the best explanation I can give you? Do you remember being a teenager? Hey, chill. These stoners are so loud. The third cough is the best cough. The best way to explain the third cough out of the other two coughs, because there's a little cough, the medium cough. The third cough is the one. Do you remember hitting a bong as a teenager and hitting it wrong? And the minute you inhaled, you almost puked right out of your fucking eyes. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, and you let your friends are like, you sick? It's not even a cough as much as it is your body going, I'm dying. And you laugh, and your friends are all like, yo, that's your body, you're fucked. You're like, but you're dying. It's a small death. You ever puke a little bit and nobody notices, so you get back in the rotation? Do you know what I'm talking about? You ever cough and you're like, and it comes out wrong, and you just go to a corner, you're like, yeah. And then you're in the park, you're like, shit, all right. Yes, mine next, yo, chill. Whatever, it happens, you know. You got to do what you got to do, man. Ugh, fuck. It's actually like a hot box in here. Wow, what am I at? 16 dabs? I need 4 more? I'm not getting off the stage until I do 4 more dabs. I got dabs lined up, so you guys don't have to keep giving me dabs. So you can get rid of this shit. Yo, you guys want to know some sick shit? Dabs have changed the game of being a comedian and traveling with drugs. It's changed the drug game for travelers everywhere. I've been traveling around with 10 grams of shatter when I left Toronto. And I went to Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver, and Banff. And this is my last little, like, 0.3 maybe, 0.2. But I brought 10 grams of shatter in a little fucking container like this. How much weed would 10 grams of shatter be?
70 grams.
70 grams. Can you imagine traveling with 70 grams of weed?
Yeah.
You'd be, like, you guys can, because I can't, but like, because you guys are medical users and shit. But I don't believe in that, so I'm like, no, fuck you. I don't need it for medical reasons. I just love getting high before I do comedy. You know, I'm not gonna give into your shitty system. I want you to give into your system. It's perfectly fine. It's worked. It's good. But I smoke weed not for medical reasons. I smoke weed because in high school some guy gave me a joint. I loved it and I never gave it up. Do you remember in high school when you used to smoke weed to get high? Now these days you just smoke weed so you don't punch somebody in the face. There's so many funny little weed things like that. Like if you've never been ripped off in a drug deal, you haven't smoked enough weed in your life. At least once. And I don't care if it was 30 years ago when you were a teenager and you bought a half quarter for $40 that was clearly a 20 sack. Or do you guys remember do you remember 2 for 15s? Does anybody remember 2 for 15s? Yeah. What happened to 2 for 15? Is that still alive or is that like a high school thing? Is that an Ontario thing? Ontario. Shut the fuck up. Guys, in high school, the way you made loot is you would scam kids in grade 9 with 2 for 15s. And also other people who just wanted a 20 sack that was for $15, but it was really just 1.5 for 15. You weren't getting any deal. It's made up numbers and shit like 1.5 and 1.6. You know, you're like, whatever. Yeah, this looks good enough. 2 for 15. You got $15. Give me that shit right now. Is this a 20? Shut the fuck up. The 2's a metaphor for you can roll 2 joints with it. 2 joints for 15. I thought it was a 20. Get the fuck out, Niner. I remember selling drugs in high school so many times that one time a kid came up to me and I swear to God, I thought I made him shit his pants. Because remember in grade 9 how nervous you would be to talk to a kid in grade 11. I was in grade 11 selling drugs, okay? And the kid came up to me in the gym. We were playing basketball at lunch. And he came up to me and goes, hey, are you Mike Rita? I heard you sell weed. And I swear to God, I went, hey, you shut the fuck up. And he looked at me and goes, okay, chill, man. And I went, yo, come here. You okay? And he was like, yo, you scared me. And you know when you're a pothead, you feel bad for people. You're like, yo, you want a 2 for 15? I'll hook you up, kid. You know? This guy, yeah, you know what's up. You're like, yo, okay, well, let's do a next dab. Here, break it off. I don't even remember. I think if it's from Calgary, it's Larry OG. And if it's from Toronto, it's Pink Kush. Because those are very popular strains to run there. Yeah, they're nice. Guys, isn't it a beautiful thing to give someone their first dab? It really is, though, man. Do you guys get greenouts in this lounge? Don't jinx them. I'm pretty sure everybody in this room is a pretty seasoned weed smoker. 2-3 a week? In the bad season. Oh my God, wait, you know what? That would be the most funniest shit if David Attenborough narrated it. In the bad seasons, 3 to 4 potheads a week drop dead. Dead down. In vapor lounges across Vancouver.
So here's a combo of both of those fucking flavors. Oh yeah. More.
All right. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Yo, give it up. Thank you so much for this guy right here, man. Beard Brothers. That's all right. I love getting so fucking high that sometimes I forget my jokes because then it motivates me to be like, you got to get better, kid. You know? And I'm on stage like, I'll fight this high. I'm not high, you're high. Oh, man. Like, there's so much shit. Like, okay, we have a pretty young audience in here, and a lot of us grew up on the same cartoons. And I like to talk about this shit, too, because, like, clap if you were born from 1980 till now. Make some noise if you were born from 1980 till now. Let me hear you right now. Well, yeah. In between, you know what I'm saying. That's a lot of us. Clap if you were born after 1980 and before. Before 1980. A couple of you guys. But a lot of you guys smoke pot, so you can relate what I'm going to talk about. Because I'm going to talk about cartoons and how amazing they are high. Because the other day I watched a cartoon that I realized that is amazing for everybody, whether you're 3 or you're 90. And it's SpongeBob SquarePants. And you want to know something? Do you want to know something? You might think I'm crazy. It's the highest rated television show for the last 10 years alongside Dora the Explorer. I fucking hate Dora the Explorer. It's a cartoon for stupid people. Literally, she'll walk up to the camera and be like, "Hey, kids, do you want to go find the treasure?" And she'll wait for the answer. Okay, let's go. And you're at home like, who the fuck are you talking to? SpongeBob SquarePants is a genius cartoon. I watched that cartoon the other day at 3 in the afternoon, and they made a dick joke. Do you guys know what I'm saying? You ever watch SpongeBob with your friends and you go, yo, did you hear what the fuck he just said? Because they make fucked up jokes. Like sometimes SpongeBob has these weird adult jokes. And the best one was the other day he woke up and he couldn't sleep all night. And his back was all fucked up and everything in his room was upside down. So he had underwear on his face. Okay? He had underwear on his face and his nose was poking out the front like this of the underwear. And he goes, "Oh, Gary, I'm stiff." But like stiff like I'm sleeping, but stiff like I'm fucking stiff. It's a dick joke on a kid's cartoon, 3 in the afternoon. And I was like, oh, fuck. SpongeBob's fucked up. Somewhere in the world, kids are like, I think that's a dick joke. And the mom's like, no, it's not. Let's see what the fuck else is on, you know? Oh, what is this, ISIS? This is nice or some shit. No, I'm just fucking around. Mothers don't do that anymore. They don't change channels. They're too busy on their phones. Thank you. See how I did that? All right, bro. You make it political in a second for no reason. Like, mothers are too busy shitting on their phones. Yo, how long? What was the life for? How long? You're 45. I'm at 45 minutes already? Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. I've been up here for 45 minutes already. Really? That's what happens in comedy when you're... Fuck. Nah, don't even clap for that. I didn't know. Okay, chill. I have so much to go. There's like so many stories. You guys want to hear some more couple things before I get out? Okay, I'm supposed to wrap up at 45, but I don't want to wrap up. You guys want to hear a couple more things or what, man? Yeah. We'll do a couple more. Is that okay, Jeremiah? We can do a couple more? Okay. Yeah. I got 3 more dabs. You're like, yo, I know I can't give up on that now. The dream's alive. We're at 17. I don't know why it's on trumpet. Okay. I was talking about cartoons for a fucking easy reason, and I can't remember what it was anymore. Because everybody's been getting me rowdy.
Old people in cartoons.
Oh, what?
Old people in cartoons.
Old people in cartoons. You guys know what it is.
People born before 1980.
Before 1980, and then I talked about SpongeBob, his penis fucking joke. Oh yeah, I watched that shit because when I was a kid, cartoons were the shit. We had cartoons were cool because we had guys that weren't even cartoons. They were cool people, like Mr. Dress Up. Mr. Dress Up I can watch high nowadays because he's like, what's up? You guys want to see these puppets in this tree? You guys want to see me make some stuff out of toilet paper rolls? You guys? Do you remember, like, he would sit in front of that piece of paper and draw shit so basic because it was a kid show, and he'd be like, you want to see a boat? You're like, how the fuck you going to draw a boat, Mr. Dress Up? And he'd be like, watch this. Triangle, line through the middle, a U under it, connect it, boat. Fuck. I'm gonna not cough. I gotta fight this shit. Oh, there's a cat. He's like, well, what the hell's all the fuss down here, huh? God damn it, a cat can't just fucking catch a cat nap upstairs. I'm just trying to fucking sleep. You guys have been yelling for the last 2 fucking hours. A puss is just trying to get some rest. Fucking piece of shit Toronto comedian. Doing all of our Vancouver dabs. Better shut the fuck up. It's been 45 minutes, you prick. I wasn't going to talk about cartoons, but I'm just too high. I'd rather talk about weed stuff, you know? Because I want to talk about something quick about weed. And the thing I want to talk about weed stuff is because I want to talk about, do you guys remember getting high as a teenager and smoking weed and going for drives for the first time? Do you remember how much fun that was the first time, like when you were like 15, 16 and one of your friends got a car and he called you, he's like, yo, my mom's gonna let me use the car. You have a joint? You're like, yeah, I have a joint. He's like, roll it. I'm gonna come pick you up. I'll pick up a couple more people. We'll smoke a joint. We'll go for a drive. And you're like, oh, yeah. Like, this was one of the most fun days of your life. This is the first time. Not nowadays when you do it all the time. Do you remember the first time as a teenager? You can imagine how great it was. Because I can remember, man. A friend picked us up in his van. And I can remember, do you remember how many rules there were as a teenager when you smoked in your somebody else's parents' van? Yo, you gotta have all the windows down. Keep the joint below the fucking window. And if you're gonna smoke and blow it outside every time. If you blow it inside, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, yo, relax. You ever blow it inside by mistake? You're like, oh, fuck. Do you know what one of my favorite things about driving and smoking weed was too? Is it happens in Vancouver too, because we went for a cruise the other day, and this is why I'm talking about it, is it just reminded me. Do you guys ever go for a cruise and you're smoking a joint and the guy next to you honks at the red lights, so you're like, oh fuck, hide the joint. And then you look over and the other guy's like, nah, me too, yo. And you have a sesh at the red light. You ever have a sesh at the red where you're like, hey, sick, you got a joint? What do you got, kush? Me too, I got some kush. And everybody laughs. And then as soon as the light turns green, it becomes business all over again. You're like, yo, sick. It's green, peace. That was sick. And then you talk with the guy next to you. Yo, that was sick. That guy was smoking. Nah, yo, Vancouver's fucked. Driving as a teenager was the best too because everybody got really paranoid about the cops. I don't know if you remember that feeling, but do you remember like driving already is a paranoid thing because you don't want to be speeding, you don't want to be fucking around because the cops are going to pull you over. But do you remember adding weed to the mix and how high you got and driving and how everything would change the minute you seen the cops? And you know what I'm talking about because you would be laughing, the music would be up, the windows would be down, you're laughing, you're yelling at people. Hey, excuse me, fuck you. We got him, yo, yeah. And then as soon as you seen the cops, everything would change. And you know what I'm talking about. The cops would be right behind you, and your boy would be like, yo, man, you're going to pass that joint? Hey, cops. Hey, they're right behind us. Everybody act cool. Hey, man, we were acting cool. Now it looks like we have heroin in our ass, man. Relax, these cops don't know shit. Sure they don't. 5 kids in a car looking straight. No, do you remember that? Nobody would be saying anything. Everybody would be looking straight going, yo, hide the joint, throw the joint. You ever have somebody be like, yo, eat the joint. You'd be like, what the fuck? Eat the joint? You eat the fucking joint, bro. And my favorite thing was, too, there'd always be a guy who would turn around and be like, yo, hide your weed in your balls. What the fuck? Have you ever been pulled over by the cops? Guess what the first place they check? Hey, kid, you got weed in your fucking ball right here? What is it? You got a giant sack? Yeah, sure you do, kid. Get the fuck out of here with that weed. And the best thing is, when you be driving with your friends, everybody would always panic. And there'd always be one kid who tried to be a lawyer, tell the law. And there'd always be everybody. And you could always see the one kid who regretted coming out. Do you remember that kid? You could see him in the back of the car. You'd be like, yo, cops are behind us. He'd be like, what? Okay. And he would take off his hat. You'd be like, girl, why are you taking off your hat? Yo, I don't want to look gangster. What the fuck? Stupid. Because my favorite thing was they'd be like, relax, these cops don't know shit, but they're right behind you. They're right behind you going, hey, Johnson, look at these kids right here. Which kids? The kid's freaking out. Look. Look, they're all rolling up the windows to smoke cigarettes. Because you ever been in a car and the car smells like weed and the cops are behind you and everybody's like, yo, light a cigarette, cover the smell. I don't even smoke. Shut the fuck up and smoke. You gotta cover the smell. Everybody's hotboxing with cigarettes. Yo, cover the shit. We're all gonna die. One kid has asthma. He's dying. The cops are right behind you going, look. The kid in the back doesn't even want it. Look, they're yelling at him and shit. You want to pull them over? Nah, man, they're already scared. So what do you want to do? Let's follow them for 10 minutes. You know those cops. You ever been followed by cops like block after block? You're like, yo, you're going to pull us over or not? We threw the joint out like 2 kilometers ago. Okay. Oh, man, I don't know what I should talk about last. I'm so high and tired already. I'm not tired. I'm just hot. Do you guys feel that heat in here?
The lights.
You guys feel that, eh? I guess got to make sure it's not me by myself out here just fucking burning out these calories. Okay, we should talk about one thing. We should talk about hitting your kids. I'm serious. We should talk about hitting your kids. Man, maybe mushrooms. You guys want to talk about mushrooms too?
Yeah.
Psychedelic mushrooms, yeah. Which one should we talk about? You guys, this is a choose your way. Psychedelic mushrooms or a story about my father hitting me?
Mushrooms.
The shroom stores. Oh, I was like, what the fuck just happened there?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms?
There was mushrooms happen.
That was mushrooms happening. She's like, oh my God, he knows. Okay. Clap if you've never done them, by the way. Clap if you've never done mushrooms. 2 people. We can fix that. Clap if you have done mushrooms, though. Let me hear you right now. Yeah, all right. I'm going to talk about mushrooms, because did you fucking hear how happy these people... Did you hear how happy the second group was in comparison to the first group? Never done mushrooms? Yeah. Done them? Like, it's another party for it's like the same people who smoked weed in high school. And the best thing is, do you guys remember did anybody here ever do mushrooms for the first time in high school as well? Oh man, that shit's amazing. I remember the first time I ever did mushrooms was in high school. Hey, wait. Don't talk so loud. Don't talk so loud during the last bit. It's okay. Set up the dab. Just don't yell it out to the next guy. For the love of God, bro. I'm so high, it's going to throw me off. You guys know when you're high and everything throws you off? For real. This is for real for me? Bro, I'm going to go to the hospital. Are you guys ready to do this? Okay. What was I talking about? Mushrooms, for the love of God, don't let me forget. Oh, snap. I can't.
What we were talking about.
I can't hit this thing. I'm pregnant.
Are you ready? All right. It's a big one. Check it out, the carb cat. Oh yeah. That's from Andy Dabber, by the way. Andy motherfucking Dabber.
We'll be back after these commercial break. I feel like I sound like James Brown. Do you? Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. Mushrooms are great on pizza. They're actually not. I hate it. I'll trade you for a pineapple. I need it. Yeah. Ah. Fuck, that was the one, man. Number 19 is the one that put me in a coma. Tomorrow's front page news. Cannabis culture. Dabs out comedian. Mushrooms. Mushrooms. To be or mushroom to be? That is the fun guy. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I'm doing it well. All right. All right. Mushrooms are an incredible fucking drug. Because if you did them in high school, it's an incredible experience. You're a teenager. Psychedelics are going to open your mind. You're going to say fuck religion the minute you eat them. I remember the first time I did them, my drug dealer was a few years older than me. I was 14, and he scared the shit out of me. He goes, hey, it's your first time? And I go, yeah. And he goes, you better watch out. I went, for what? He goes, everything. It's going to fuck you up, man. And I remember laughing because the next thing he goes, hey, whatever you do, don't do all 5 grams and then just look in the mirror or some shit, eh? Goes, trust. Goes, just don't look in the mirror. And don't look at tiles. Goes, because if you go to a washroom with mirrors and tiles, it's going to fuck you up. And I remember being in my head like, I can't wait for a fucking mirror right now, man. And the best thing was I was about 15 years old. You ever walk into a washroom and you're 15, high on mushrooms? It's incredible. We did 5 grams. We went to the zoo. I went to go take a piss, okay? I walked into the washroom and I looked at the mirror. Have you ever looked in the mirror for long enough and your face almost melts a little bit on high on mushrooms? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't actually melt. It just drops because you can't focus on it and you just lose where the fuck it is. I realized what that was. But it's incredible because you look at your face and you go, nothing's happening in my face. So you're like, oh, fuck. What the fuck was that? Your fingers feel like Play-Doh. I love that shit. And the tiles is the best thing. You can't look at a tile because you can't focus. All those straight lines are doing this shit. You know, it's cool. The whole fucking room. I love doing psychedelic shit too because you ever get so high things start like looking like geometric shapes. I don't know how to explain this. These chairs would be square as fuck. And you'd be like, yeah, I can sit on this cube. And I loved mushrooms too, because mushrooms unlocked this incredible thing for me. When I was like, I think we were 15, it's one of my favorite days of my life. When you get high with people on mushrooms, you really trust them, you know? You really trust them because your life is on the line. You need to do them. And I remember getting high at a campfire with a friend of mine. And he goes, hey. And we were high as fuck on mushrooms. He goes, I think we did too much mushrooms. And I go, why? He goes, because I'm fucking tripping. He goes, you got to tell me some shit. Make me laugh. I go, what do you want? He goes, I don't know. You're a fucking weird kid. What's the weirdest thing you can do? And I went, I don't know, man. I think I can cry like a baby pretty good. And he went, what? And dude, we were so high on shrooms. I went, what? Dude, just watch. And I went, and he went, what the fuck? Don't do that, dude. Do it again. And I'll never forget the feeling of being high on mushrooms and being like, does it sound like a baby? And he's like, yo, that is the greatest. It doesn't really sound like a baby, but it sounds good enough. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, yo, we're going to do that. And I go, we're going to do what? He goes, we're going to do that. I go, what? He goes, we're going to do that on subways with no babies. And I go, you think it'll work? And I want you to know, one of the most fun times I ever had was like 2 weeks later. It didn't work too good the first time. I'm not going to lie. And then the second time we did it in Toronto, we did it for about 4 stations. But the first station I did it on, we had very little people on the subway. It was one of the greatest moments of my life because it's so fucking funny. Because we got this old Italian lady so well. Because we got onto the subway, and we were all sitting, like 5 of us, and they were sitting down there, and I was sitting on the edge, like last cart. We're all laughing. and I had the newspaper up so nobody could see me. You know? So nobody could see me, and I remember perfectly. Because imagine that. Nobody's going to think it's me. They're going to hear, and the first thought when you hear a baby crying is like, hey, where's the baby? And when you don't see the baby, you're like, hey, where the fuck's the baby? No, I hear a baby. You hear that shit, look. And it would be in the background, you'd be like, yeah, I hear it. It's here, it's in here. And I'll never forget, an old Italian lady was sitting there by herself, and she could hear the baby at first, and I could see in her face, she's like, oh my God, I hear the baby. Where's the baby? And I swear, I'll never forget, I put the newspaper up, and I started going, I could see her looking around like, I hear the baby, but I don't see the baby. But she couldn't see me, and I could see her. And the best part was, my friend started giggling. So I thought I was getting her really good, but the problem was she had gotten up to see where the fuck the baby was. But like kind of stealth, you know, she grabbed her purse like she was getting off, and I'm sure she just fucking did like. And I don't see it. I'm fucking holding the newspaper right here going, and the lady literally came up to me. She goes, hey, you're the one who's doing the baby? What's the matter with you? And I swear to God, I looked at her and I go, hey. And she got so angry. She goes, what fuck are you, okay? And I want you to know, as the subway closed, I could see she was on the other side going with a little Italian face going, thank you. And I was just crying like, oh, and my friends were dying. And I remember looking at them and they were like, you're fucking stupid. I was like, yo, I got her. So many buzzing stories like that. I'll talk about hitting your kids too quick and I'll get the fuck out of here because we've had a good night. I don't got to do more than an hour. An hour by myself is cool. But we have lost something on our generation, which is hitting your kids. I don't think you should beat the fucking shit out of your kids. But you got to hit your fucking kids sometimes. It's true. Because clap if you didn't get hit as a kid. Let me hear you right now if you didn't get hit. See that? One person. See? But clap if you did get hit. Let me hear you right now. Look at that. 100 to 1. You see? And people who got hit, did you see? They were pumped also. They were like, yeah. Because we're clapping because we're like, yo, we fucking survived that shit. Getting hit as a kid is fucked up because it means you're curious. It actually means you're curious. You were really intellectual, like, because you wanted to find out your own shit. When your parents are like, hey, don't do that. You're like, we'll see what happens, you know? Remember that shit? Remember that feeling? And it's great, man, because you got to hit your kids. I'm not even against fully hitting it. But my dad used to beat the shit out of me. I have an immigrant Portuguese father who's insane. He's in the military. He's nuts. He used to hit me all the time. And the worst part was, I'm not even against hitting it, because you got to hit your kids. You ever been in a mall or a food court or somewhere there's a lot of kids, and you see the kid who doesn't get hit running around doing whatever the fuck he wants? What's your first thought? Man, I'd love to hit that kid. You don't even want to hit him hard, you know? Just catch him coming around the corner. Hey, respect your mother, and then just fucking do it. Bam. Because my father used to hit me, and it's fucked up. My father was the enforcer. My mother was the rat. My mother would go, Carlos, come see what Mikey's doing. One time, my dad one time hit me without even knowing what I had done. Like, that's how intense he is. I swear to God, he came in, he goes, hey, what are you doing, hey? And then he goes, what do you do? And I was crying over it. I was like, why'd you hit me? You didn't even know what he did. He goes, your mother called me. She's crazy. You know how your mother is. And my father's very funny. Because he always, when it comes to my father hates that I'm a comedian, but he's very funny. Like, even with my mom, one time we were upstairs fixing the house, and we were, like, fixing it for, like, renovations. We were changing light bulbs, and he was all the way on a ladder. And I'll never forget, he was holding the ladder, and my mother farts really loud. She's a 60-year-old lady. She doesn't give a fuck. Sometimes she'll be like, I hear someone at the door. And you'll be like, what? She'll be like, yeah, you hear the knock? And then you're like, burn, all right. And I'll never forget one of my favorite stories was my mom farting, and my mom goes, hey. And it was like one of those like long, and my dad goes, hey, what'd she say? And I go, nothing, she's talking shit. And he goes, hey, what? Oh, I like that one. And it's the only joke he's ever liked. The stand-up comedian. I want you to know my dad's tough, man. I've been doing stand-up comedy for 6 years. I just finished a 10-week tour. My dad's seen me once. I worked construction for a week. He was there all 5 days. Just dropping me off, picking me up. Hey, you like the job? Good. No more jokes for you, fucking idiot. Like, I love it, too, because immigrant parents are so tough. But they're very funny. Like, we were at the cottage. This is so stupid, but it's the truth because he's kind of goofy when he tells a joke. Because you got to imagine, he's Portuguese. He has a crazy accent. He has to translate the joke in his head. So he's not 100% sure if it's going to work. And I always can see it. But the other day we were cutting wood. We're literally cutting wood. We're getting it ready for all the little fires inside my cottage. And I can see that he's going to tell me a joke because we're cutting wood and he's got an axe. And I go, hey. And he goes, oh. And he's got a big smile. He goes, what are you doing? And I go, what are you doing? He goes, oh, no tell your mom, but I'm with my ex. And in my head, I was like, holy fuck, that's hilarious. That's amazing. Because in his head, he has to go, axe, X. Mikey gonna love this. And I love that shit. He's like a fucking old Portuguese dude. It's classic. Because he hates that I'm a comedian. But I love him because he used to be the enforcer in my house. And I don't know if you guys got hit by your father, but you always have a fear of your father. Even as an adult, I never want to fuck with him too much. You know, I was giving him space. Because if he doesn't, he goes like, what? Why you do that? And I'm like, nothing, Papa. I'm not an adult man yet. Like, no. But, no, I love him, you know. He's so tough. Because one time he hit me as a kid, I'll never forget. And he should have hit me. This is for real. He should have hit me because I got into a fight with a kid in elementary school. And during the fight, the kid pushed me. And I never, like, you know, when someone pushes you, you get, like, really defensive. So I pushed him back, and he fell. And he started crying. And I bullied the kid. I did. Because once he started crying, I called him gay. Then he started crying more, so I called him gay one more time. And as an adult, we all know we shouldn't have done that shit. But as a kid, you remember using the word gay? It wasn't like gay. It meant like, yo, fuck you, you're gay. Fuck you. And it was classic. And I got suspended. And I deserve it. And if you've ever been suspended, there's an amazing walk that you get to do, huh, guys? You ever been suspended? You get to walk through the square like a badass. Like literally from the minute you get suspended, like, Mike, Rita, did you just call Herman gay? Get to the office, Rita. Get to the office. And I remember being like, what? Fighting and calling Herman names. And I'm like, miss, we're going to a fight. And I remember walking through the school. And right at the gate, my friend goes, hey, where you going? I'm like, office. He's like, for what? Suspended. For how long? Who knows? Thank you. And I'll never forget it because I got suspended and my father hit me that day in a way that I've never been hit. Because he came to my school. And if you have Canadian parents, it's different if you've been suspended. Canadian parents will come to that school and they'll be like, they'll see your parent, you know, your teacher, and they'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe Matthew would do this. Why would he fight? Why would he call the boy gay? That's crazy. Of course I'm going to take away his gaming system and his television. How do you like that, you little punk? And you'd cry like, Mom, no. My dad didn't do any of that shit. I'll never forget it because my dad's scary as fuck. And he was on the phone when the principal called and I wasn't there. And he wasn't understanding what she was saying because he doesn't speak good English. And she's like, Mr. Rita, you have to come pick up Mike. And he's like, sorry, I don't understand. Mikey's school. I'm sorry. And she goes, can you tell your father in Portuguese? So I had to tell my dad in Portuguese, like 10 years old. Daddy, you have to come pick me up. And I remember in Portuguese, you have to, anda buscar-me. That's what it means. Come get me. And he goes, why? And I go, I got into a fight. And my father doesn't speak, he speaks terrible English. And I'll never forget this moment. He goes, in Portuguese, he says the wrong thing. And in English, he says the wrong thing. He goes, okay, Mike, I went to tea. Which means, Mikey, I'm going to come get you. Then in English, he goes, but I'm going to kill you. So all the principal hears is, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to kill you. And I remember looking at her, and she's like, what did he say? He's like, I don't know. I don't think he's coming. I think he's coming right now. Like, and I remember just panicking and be like, okay, he's coming. And I sat in the office, and I'll never forget, my father hit me in front of everybody. I'll never forget. Came in. It was so great. It's such a stoner thing. Like, of course I smoke drugs. No, I'm just He comes in, and I'll never forget the fear. That's the thing. Do you remember, if you got hit as a kid a lot, you can remember crying before you even got hit. Because in your head, you're like, he's going to fucking kill me. And I'll never forget, my dad comes into the office, and he sees me, and he grabs my ear, and he twists it, and he goes, hey, why you do this? Why you do this? And I go, Daddy, ow! And he goes, look, why? And the principal sees it, and she goes, hey, excuse me, sir, don't do that. And my dad goes, hey, shut up. You call me. And I remember looking at my dad like, you can't say that. Remember when you were a kid, the principal's just below your parents and people who rank higher in your fucking world. It's family, principal, and yeah. It's insane. And I'll never forget coming home. I'll never forget coming home. My father hitting me in a way that I've never been hit in my life. He hit me like, sat me down. Sorry, at this chair, sat me down. He starts yelling at me in Portuguese, and I just don't understand. He goes, tell me what happened today. And I go, Daddy, I got into a fight. I got into a fight. And I called the little boy gay, and then I pushed him, and he started crying, so I called him gay again. And my dad goes, what? What, why? Why you make fun of a little gay boy? And I go, Daddy, I did it. It's not a little gay boy. And I started laughing. Because it's not a little gay boy. He just doesn't know how to speak English. And I go, no. And he goes, you're laughing? You think this is funny? You think it's funny? And I start crying even more. I go, no. And you ever been crying, laughing, and terrified all in the same fucking breath? It's this weird cry. You're like, ah. And my dad goes, what are you doing? And I go, relax. And he hits me. And I go, ah. And I'll never forget, because he goes, look, you're crying. Who's gay now, Mikey? Who's gay now? And I'll never forget. My dad made a great point that day. Just because I was crying didn't mean I was gay. And then he goes, who's gay now? And I'll never forget that moment, because I looked at my dad and I go, I'm gay now. And I never forget the moment too. Because when I performed this joke live for him for the first time ever, he was in the audience. Beef. Am I yelling loud enough that you can't even tell? Yeah. It's just the way I do my shit. But yo, my dad came up to me after the show and made me cry laughing because it was such a good joke. Because he came up to me, he was really angry, and he goes, hey, stupid, why you tell people I fucking hit you? And I started going, hey, relax, it's a joke. He goes, yeah, you think it's funny? Never tell people I hit you. Never tell people I hit you like that. Sometimes the spoon hit you, the slipper hit you, the belt hit you. And I started dying. I was like, oh, man, that's so good. And he goes, that was very, and it was the best. And I want you guys to know, being from Toronto, being from the other big city from this country, being able to finally come here to do comedy as the first time, to be able to spend the week here so far and see how beautiful your city is, and for all you guys to stay this long and watch me do a fucking hour and who God knows how long. Kelly Dyer wants to kill me right now. He's like, yo, let's get the fuck out of here. I'm dying of heat. I'm having a fucking thing. We have giveaways?
We got giveaways.
Okay, wait, before yo, thank you guys so much. I've been Mike Rita. Thank you so much. Wait. Hey, you just want me to do the giveaways? Okay, I'll do the giveaway. Wait up, come here. Because I want them to give it up. Because in a normal comedy show, you would give it up for the host. Wrap it up.
This guy, man. That was an hour and 15 minutes. You don't get that very often. This is all from the Happy Cats. Was this books, right?
Yeah. 3 Happy Cats.
How are we gonna pick who this is? Like, best audience member?
Okay.
That back corner was really giving it up, I felt like. I thought they gave their heart and their soul on the show. I think they... You got your Dabber over here. He's probably a prime candidate. Okay, what was the final count? 19? Jesus. That's a good trivia question. The girl in the back was first right there. Oh! Stoner Sundays at the Vapor Lounge in Toronto. You guys ever in Toronto, check out that show. It never ends. Never ends. Last dab. Thanks to you guys at Cannabis Culture Magazine, Pod TV, everybody in Toronto, everybody watching around the coast, and these guys, man, for putting together a round of applause for the Cannabis Culture Lounge. Bringing comedy back to the downtown east side. Maybe we'll do this again. Maybe we'll have another show. Far corner, they were giving it up. Ooh. Oh, that was tough. That was tough. It was over there on the right. Mike was first. Was first over there. Yeah. Oh, this is good. Rock, paper, scissors. A classic game. Up high. Up high. Scissor, scissor. That's a redo. I don't think we have time to explain rock, paper, scissors to anybody at this point of the night. I think we're going to explain games to anyone. I think if you don't know how to play rock, paper, scissors, he's the winner. I mean, that's only fair. Yeah, it's fairly basic. Pretty basic. There's three things. Rock, paper, and scissors. I think the scissors cut the joint. The scissors cut the joint. Clear win. Mike's torn. Oh, the rapper wins. Bummer. All right, one more giveaway from one of these guys. Gave three birds. These guys penned this book. What's in the prize pack, Mike? T-shirts, literature, underarm deodorant. All right. Who knows how many dabs Mike did? I mean, what was the final number? It was 19 was the final number. 20? All right. I stand corrected. 20 it is. All right, that's great. Let's do that. We'll call it a night. Another gripping game of rock, paper, scissors. Hopefully you have two people that don't know how to play would be key on this one. That's good. Count it down. Oh, stone beats scissor. All right. Keep it going for Mike Rita, everybody. And you guys, everybody get home safe. Dab and take the bus. My name's Kelly Dyer. If you like what you saw, Mike's at the club all weekend at 12th and Canby in his other natural environment, a comedy club. Peace out.
Yo, thank you so much. You guys were the fucking shit, Vancouver.